Alright, let's get started. I just, like several hours ago, drove for 4 hours as I ended my road trip and came back home. So I'm moderately tired, but, I didn't even watch the live stream yesterday because I've just been out, busy. I caught the information that was important in Reddit. Of course, they moved back the date of the release. I think that's great. If they need to get stuff done, at least they have recognized that it's important to get it done before the release date. So that's a new thing. Pretty happy about it. So yeah, it's been a couple days since I've streamed. So I just gotta get back into it again, and I gotta keep doing that. I'm gonna keep doing arenas, and I'm gonna keep answering questions, and chilling with you guys in chat as I get back into everything. So, I think everything looks good with the stream, the way that I want it to. I just gotta turn on the volume myself. Hold on. I don't like how loud this is in my own ears. Maybe it's not loud to you guys. I hate using Windows Media Player. I gotta use VNC Player like everybody else. That's my bird. Alright. I think we're good. I think everything looks great. Also, I did switch my setup the way that I wanted to, so now I can actually bring in Chrome since Chrome is a bit faster. And then I'll just use that for Theorycrafting, because I've been meaning to do that and I just have not gotten a chance to. Because I've had it set up for Microsoft Edge. And you know what, let's just remove that from the taskbar, because oh my god, is Microsoft Edge slow. Came out, it was great. Now it's just terrible. Alright, switch to camera. Hey! What's up? What's going on? I'm back. Let's do stuff. Alright, so right away, just want to get into arenas. We'll just start spamming arenas like I've always been doing. I don't think there's anything too crazy, it's just, the information came out from yesterday's live stream that was really important, and all of that stuff is on the Reddit, so I'm not going to go over it, there's no point. I think everybody else's thoughts on it are pretty much my own as well. There's nothing too unique or interesting about that, so I just got to keep doing arenas and keep practicing. That's going to be the plan for today. We'll just put that over there. Otherwise, as usual, anybody in chat, if you guys have any questions, you're looking for information about something, maybe you're a returning player to Arcade, or maybe you want to theorycraft something, we can work on that together and try to figure out some fun and interesting ways to play the video game. And it's funny because more and more I see on Reddit, so many people actually care more about just fun and interesting builds than the meta builds. And I feel like that's really a majority of players that want to play interesting builds in fun ways, but feel like they can't because they have to be a part of the meta or something, which is absolutely not true. And I don't know, personally I like being away from the meta and just doing things my own way that feels comfortable for me, that's a little bit more fun than me, most of the time. And I recommend that for most people. I know that, like, there are guilds that always try to push different builds on people and say, oh, you've got to use this if you're going to be raiding with us, etc. I'm not a fan of that, but I know that's a thing that people do. I just don't like that kind of competitive gameplay. That's not my sort of thing. So, so I still say, play the builds you want, have fun with it. If you learn them, then you'll learn the game better too. If you play a build that merges in something like sorcery as a utility class, for example, something very wild, something that I used to do with Hellweaver, where I'm a full melee focus, but I bring in sorcery as utility. If you do something like that, something that's out of reach of what you normally try to do, or out of reach of the meta, or out of range of the meta, I should say, then not only are you having more fun and trying to figure things out and challenging yourself, but you're also learning about those classes and those skill sets, and learning about what they're capable of and how to avoid them as well. So all of that is really, really important. Just do a quick message here. Alright. So I'm still just kind of waiting for an arena to pop. Nothing too crazy going on. In a little bit here, I'll turn on those lights since I know it's probably still a bit too dark. See, I don't have any kind of light or anything in front of me. And I don't even know what I would do to solve that problem. If that's even a problem. I don't really care generally about my video camera setup. just kind of here, just to chill and hang out with chat and stuff, and answer questions and play video games. So, by the way, since they moved the date up, I've had to change my own plans to make sure that, you know, I can be there for the week and I can enjoy it thoroughly. They moved the date to the 15th of October. Obviously, they might move the date even more back. What's that box behind you? Musician... Oh, this? That's where, yeah, that's where I keep all the bodies. By the way, I do this because it's distracting. Yeah, the box is just where I keep all the bodies. What? How am I supposed to... Where are you supposed to put... Where do you put your bodies? No, that's my girlfriend's art box. And we use it as a coffee table, it's fine. We needed some place to put it, man. So there you go. It's fine. Just use it for, you know, it's a coffee table. No big deal. This up, change this slightly. Oh, yeah, okay, we got something in the arenas. Let's see what this is. Is it too dark? I feel like I do have to go turn on the light. I'll do it after this. I don't know, does anybody care about my face? Is it... Oh god, it's totally dark. Okay, fine. But everything behind me is light. Alright, I'll fix that. It's no big deal. Yeah, body box. Or art box, sorry, yeah. Okay. Oh, this guy, his name is Uleon. He's got left first active, so he's just in stealth. I don't really care, it doesn't change my gameplay at all, because I always do the same thing. I don't really care if I lose or win. I'm just trying to practice combos as usual. I don't really care about this character, I'm just having fun with it. So there we go. Add a filter to the cam. Oh my god, you're right. I wonder how weird... I'm fighting a Shadow Knight. Witchcraft. And main damage is actually sorcery. That's interesting. Okay, so he's actually tripped, which I completely did not expect him to be tripped. Also, he didn't get stunned there, which is a little bit weird. But alright, fine. Oh, actually, it's just a... never mind. He wasn't supposed to get stunned there. It's fine. So he's not using readout, which is... oh, again, I didn't use the thing correctly. My bad. I gotta get that impale combo to work properly. I always screwed up. There we go. See, I even screwed that one up, too. But he does have immunity to impale. I have to keep that in mind. He's going plate. Right? Yeah, he's going plate. Doing a pretty good amount of damage to him. I think he's still learning his build, but unfortunately for me, yeah, it's hard to fight against. It's hard to fight against this build, just because it's magic. They get a lot of crowd controls off. I just don't think that he has the damage that he needs, because his whole damage tree is magic. Although, you know what, the magic damage does provide a lot of melee too. 472 attack in melee versus my 556, so he's only lost maybe about 70 melee attack by choosing magic over melee. So, I don't know. I think he's just learning his build. He's got a lot of health, though. A lot of health with plate. It's hard to fight against. Ooh, okay. That's good. I think he's just standing still, which he probably shouldn't be. I'll just use that as an advantage. Ah. Oh, actually, he didn't trip him. Okay. Oh, he's got readout out. Aha. Okay, he didn't use readout before, I don't think. Or at least I didn't notice it. A lot of damage there. I don't think he was bleeding at the time. I couldn't really apply bleeding anyway, so it's okay. I'm going to buy some time here for some cooldowns to be reduced. Didn't buy too much time, but that's okay. Go into stealth and do that. Didn't actually do the double damage with Shadow Smite. That's also okay. Good deal. Ah. Oh, hey, a really, really good drop back into Shadow Step into Sunder Earth, because he was standing still. That actually worked. Normally, that does not work. Couldn't trip him. Probably got immunity to snare. He actually does. So I cannot snare him. But I could absolutely still look menacing by doing something like that. So I can't snare him. I can still slow him and trip him. If he's got readout up, I can't do that, of course. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to or not. Buy some more time. He's going to go ahead and use his potion. I'm going to use mine. Better safe than sorry if he causes a lot of crowd control. Try to pop the mana as well, because I know against Witchcraft, sometimes mana is a problem. Not always, but, you know, try to be safe. Pop Free Runner. I'll use Impale to do the extra damage, since he is technically in plate. That's all good. DR versus Executioner. I think that an Executioner who is properly playing their class should win. Because in a 1v1 is a very specific scenario. Dark Runner is good at avoiding some stuff, but it doesn't necessarily avoid everything from an Executioner, which can apply a lot of crowd control. Impale helps a lot. But, of course, everybody has access to Defiance, so if you play it using Defiance properly, anybody can beat anybody else, really. So it's just timing. Timing and knowing how to deal with anything that... we should keep buying the potion. I think I did, actually. I keep buying them to Y and H. I know that was a problem before, and then I was reminded in a previous stream. So they are bound now. Ches, hello, hello. And Tara, you said to add a filter. Let's try it. I don't know. I haven't really messed around with filters on the camera, but let's give it a go. See what we got here. Filters. Okay, I could do a face mask plugin. Image crop. I don't need any of that. Gain, I believe, is what they call brightness. Is that true? No, not at all. What is gain? Oh, that's the. That's like that's a sound thing. Yeah, decibels. Why would it? Okay, whatever. Let's go look for something else. What do we got? Image mask. Is that what we want? No, that's not what we want. Color correction. Alright, we do color correction. Let's see. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh my god. Wait. Oh. Alright. You guys see me changing this? You guys probably don't see me changing this. Oh, you do. Okay. Alright. We'll just turn it up like 10%. I think 10%. Look. 17%? 10. This looks unnatural. Let's go 13%. Lucky number 13. Is that good? Okay, that's good enough. I don't care. I don't really care, honestly. What else can we do here? Saturation? Nice. Alright, I'm not going to make you guys... U-shift. Nobody actually does this, right? Yeah, nobody does that. Alright. Opacity. Okay, I don't need that. So we're good. Everything looks great. Cool. I'm good at that. I don't really care. Cool. Good suggestion, Tara. Nice. Would you recommend old players? Thanks for the bits, Dark Talon. What would you recommend for old players? What would I recommend old players? Would I recommend old players return? See, this is my ability to read after a 4-hour drive. Yeah, of course. Especially since Arcade Unchained is coming out. It's an absolutely great opportunity for anybody to come back, especially under a non-pay-to-win version, which is what everybody really wanted. Absolutely highly recommend people that used to play to come back and give that a go. Yes, there's some catching up to do, but since everybody is going to be starting from scratch, don't stress about that. Just have fun and play the game like you did back when arcades first came out. There are some really good guides. There are tons of really good guides by people like Bellamy Prime, Zavage, Paradox, who have kind of explained, here's the kind of stuff that you need in order to catch up and understand what this new server is about. No more patron? I don't think I ever had patron. No, I guess I would know that as a fact, wouldn't I? No, I don't have patron. I don't really want to get a patron. I'm just gonna keep just the Twitch stuff and just try to centralize it all to this. Plus, I don't even know what I would do for a patron. I hope that the entertainment that I will hopefully provide more and more of as the month goes on will be sufficient. I don't know. Just hanging out with you guys. I just really, really enjoy streaming and entertaining people through that sense. So for now, I'm keeping it like this. So we'll keep going into the arena. We'll see if we fight the same guy or not. I think that they're just kind of practicing that build. That was a Shadow Dancer. No, that could... What was that build that I was just fighting? It was Witchcraft, Defense, and Shadow Play. I don't even know the name of that, but... I'm glad that people are trying out different classes and messing with things, because that's totally how people should be playing more and more often. Swiftblade is being introduced. That's going to be a new skill set. Oh, here's an Executioner. Executioner versus Executioner. This usually comes down to timing, ping, and whoever can get a Hell Spear off first and doesn't decide to use Defiance during it. So it should be interesting. It's one way or the other, totally even fight in many cases. He's probably going to go plate. Again, I am not trying to win because I don't care about this character. If I'm able to win and he is in plate and I'm not, then I feel good because I was able to succeed a little bit better. And I need to be putting myself in the back foot at all times. So, he did go plate, that's fine. As expected because, you know, we wouldn't expect somebody to go plate. And, yeah, do this. Alright, that didn't give me the 1 second immunity that I wanted. Ah, okay, now I'm stunned. So I think he's got the upper hand here. I do have crows on him, so there is a small chance that everything goes well for me. It doesn't always end up that way. He did actually... Oh, okay, apparently he used the same ability as me. I didn't even realize that. Okay. A little bit of lag, that's fine. I just have to compensate about 1 second off for everything that I do if he's lagging a little bit like that. See how much damage you could do in such a small period of time. Ah, but he was still able to do a ton of damage to me, regardless. There we go. He's gonna go ahead and use this potion. Oh, great. That actually helps me a lot. Now we're just buying more time. Oh. Oh, how did he get out of that so quick? Must have been just diminishing returns. Oh, well. Oh, even that totally missed, because I've got crows on me. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. Yeah, no luck. That's usually just ping related. Still did pretty well because he's in plate. I'll go ahead and try to fight him again. Most of this... See, I don't like fighting assassin versus assassin because it's just ping related. It's not really that much fun. But it is a great chance for me to keep practicing the combos and the timings that I need to be. Especially against people who are a little bit off on ping. Since I'm, you know, in open world you can be fighting whoever. My ping is pretty low, but I don't think we can check that anymore. If their servers are where they used to be in Texas, my ping at any point varies between 30 to 40 milliseconds. Fuck, if you could choose a tank for a raid, who would it be? Nightcloak, Dreambreaker, or Skull Knight? If I could choose a raid for my tank, or I'm sorry, a tank for my raid, like I put together a raid, and I said, you there, of this class, you should be in my raid. But I can only choose one, and he's either a Nightcloak, a Dreambreaker, or a Skull Knight. I don't know, how large is my raid? I guess a raid is 50 people, so assuming that was the case, I think that... Oh, can you do that now? Task manager, resource monitor, here, shoot the latency. Alright, let's look. Resource monitor, I didn't even know resource monitor had that. I only used it for memory management. Let's see. While I think about the answer to your question, for just PvP in general. Well, task manager crashed. Okay. That's normal. This is fine. I'm not gonna blame, you know... I don't know what that was. It didn't really crash, it just closed on me. Alright, so, what do we got? I'm trying to also still think of your, answer there. I don't have latency here, but I can... Yeah, I can't select latency either. Oh, network. Network. There we go. Yeah, I don't see latency here. Yeah, it doesn't have that for mine. So maybe it's not able to for some reason. Bit weird. It says how much I'm actually sending, which is normal. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I found it. 79. See, that's not right. Because it used to be 30 to 40, but that's when I actually ping the servers, so... I don't know how true this latency is versus what, you know, it used to be, or just literally pinging the servers themselves. So let's say 25 versus 25. I think 25 and 25 and 1550 are about the same answer. I would probably choose Skull Knight because of the fact that... why would I choose Skullbreaker? I don't know. I guess I would do it because I'm more of a fan of occultism, and keeping yourself alive is very, very important. A lot of people, especially at the first few months of this release, are probably going to be within their guilds doing a lot of mage balling, and Skull Knight is a really nice counter against mage ball in some cases, especially if you use Imprison properly. But it helps. Dreambreaker is also pretty good for different reasons, but it's harder to keep them alive. Nightcloak, same thing, good for different reasons, harder to keep themselves alive. If you're a tank, you want to stay alive. But out of those three, I guess I would choose Skull Knight. I know it's not really... I would... Like, in reality, I wouldn't care. I would work with what I've got. In my raid, if I, for some reason, was hosting the raid, right? I'd work with what I got. I would hope that the person who's playing Dreambreaker has played a lot of Dreambreaker, kind of knows how it works, and knows their strengths and weaknesses. Same as the Night Cloak, same as the Skull Knight. But that would be my answer. I hope that's... I hope that's an answer at all. I don't even know if I answered it, but... I just probably asked more... Or created more questions of anything fuck, but... Picking servers is impossible. Well, they used to have the actual IP listed for each server on their website, Rich, but now that they've moved the servers, who knows? They haven't updated that actual Q&A section or the FAQ section with what their server IP is. We'll see. Maybe they put out a new one that says, hey, this is the new servers, you can ping it, but I always ping to the old servers. You can see the IP at the same spot you're looking. Really? I wonder how... I don't know how accurate that is, because Arcade, the client itself... Yeah, I guess it would only be going to one location. It depends on how these servers work, because that could be just a ping of an auth server, right? Versus a ping of some other completely separate server. You'd never know. I think it's the same guy. Also Executioner. So, just mostly comes down to ping and who hits first. Again, not a big fan of Assassin versus Assassin, but gotta do my best anyways. Gotta see if I can get all these combos off. I've been away for a few days, so a little bit of practicing to get back in. Oop, totally pushed the wrong button there. Gosh, he's always getting that. Oh, that was a great hit for me. Oh, no! He got me with that. Look how much damage he does. No! Okay, okay. No big deal. I'm not distressed. I can just do this. Snare is nice. That should kill him. Alright. Thanks for the answer and explanation. Having trouble trying to come up with a reason to play. XYZ. I think I can help with that answer, but let me get through this first. I think that particular question, I've been pretty decent. Oh no, I was just decent. Oh. I don't know what happened there. Damn it. Darn. Oh, this is not great for me. Alright, let's go in there. Pretty good spot. I think I already used my potion, I guess, so... Unfortunately, I don't get that. Ooh, that sucks for me. I didn't even see that, unfortunately. He used a move against me that I don't think it appeared on my screen. It's okay. It doesn't matter. Bit off in positioning. I think one of us is lagging a little bit. Ah, he missed that. Oh no, it's not that he missed it. All right, I'm just gonna buy some more time here. Again, I'm in a pretty good spot, but I don't know why he's using that when I'm moving, because you'll never actually be able to hit anybody. Good. Snared. Sunder Earth, Bleeding, and Precision Strike all together is pretty nice. I'm just going to go ahead and stun him here. I don't think that actually worked. Oh, it did work. Still tripped, so again, crowd control. Locking is the best way to win an Assassin versus Assassin 1v1. The game's not built around that. Don't look at that as any kind of skill or anything. It's just based on ping and timing. But it does help me understand my combos a bit better. Alright. What do we got? Okay, so... Best you can do is trace route to see the ping. Oh, that's a good point. CFP. That's a great point, Rich. Theater ping test the server. Oh my gosh. I'll deal with this later. I don't want to deal with that right now. Like I said, before I had 30 to 40. If now I even have more than that, it's okay. I mean, I'm under 100, so I'm fine. Generally, I do like to play with low ping, but I know not everybody gets that chance to. I might just ask them on Twitter to give us the new server IP so we can ping against it. They probably just forgot to update it, and that's all. But Krillin can be on that, right? Just send him a message. Anyway, so Fuck, you're going around asking people. Seems they're knowledgeable in their opinion. I don't know if you're still around, but I can probably answer that a little bit better for you that might help. Especially if you're going to be playing an Arcade Unchained with a completely new character. I hope you keep a few things in mind. I want to answer somebody on the Twitter, but you won't answer it. Oh, they won't answer it on Twitter? Oh, that's fine. Maybe they're just not allowed to. Maybe that's a new policy. They can't give away the server IP. I mean, it's not going to stop people from DDoSing, but maybe it's you know, people will find out the IP. It's not that crazy at all, but okay, whatever. It's fine. Let's see what else. Alright, I'm not gonna deal with that right now. I'm too busy with this stuff. I want to answer other questions that are related to this. Can you force Aird to make spreadsheets? You, Aird, I'm not a perfect computer. Thanks, I appreciate that. And also, yeah, Aird, I hope he comes back soon. I really do. He's a great guy. Creates great content. I want to see that content again. I hope that, honestly, he genuinely wants to come back to the game, too, because I don't want to just push it on somebody just because he made great content. If he genuinely wants to come back to the video game, I hope that he does, and I hope that he enjoys it. But, you know, it'd be cool. And yeah, of course, there's so many people in the community that have been just awesome and positive and delivering great things, Boundless. So I can't force anybody to do anything. If he wants to, that's the best way you're going to see good spreadsheets, is if he wants to, not if I force him to or anything. Plus, I don't even know where he'd start. He would need a character on the KR servers to start doing anything with it, right? Otherwise, I mean, you'll be seeing people make spreadsheets after release. Which I guess is normal anyways, right? It's not like that's, I don't even know what they would make spreadsheets about. There's a lot of things that are changing, so it's, man, where would you start? This is why I don't do the farming aspect, so I'm not great on those questions. I usually redirect my questions about farming and specifics on those kind of, you know, math and Excel-related things to everybody else because they all know that. I just like to PvP and kill mobs and mess around with builds and do, you know, combos. Those are my things, and I hopefully excel at those a little bit better than I do with farming. Alright, fighting a Dark Runner. Again, just usually depends on who's able to get the first crowd control, how it works with Defiance. I'm going to see if I can open up with the Tiger Strike, just in case he's trying to snare or something as an opening. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Gosh. Alright. Hey, he went plate. Sorry, he didn't go plate. He went leather. Yay. Okay. Okay. Regular opening, nothing too crazy. I think he did actually open up with Tiger Strike as well. I'll just open up with one of these. He did snare me, so unfortunately... Oh, there's the Defiance. I wonder if he's just going to keep the Defiance on. Oh, I just jumped over the freaking Boneyard. Okay. I have to use this. I'll open it up with this. Hey, that didn't work. That's annoying. His, man, his... Damn. His drop back went really, really far. I mean, you saw how that went. Way farther than expected. When I shadow stepped to him, I only shadow stepped to the halfway point of drop back, not to the actual end point. So I guess on the server he wasn't actually there yet, even though maybe on the screen he was, so that's okay. Go ahead and use this. I'm gonna lock him in here, actually. He tried to teleport away, but of course he couldn't. He didn't even get away from the Sun to Earth. Just gonna go ahead and snare him. Oh, it didn't actually snare him. That's interesting. Look at that, he's trying to get away. Of course he is under a lot of pressure from me. Go ahead and do... Oh, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do anything, yeah. Just locked with CC. That's usually how it goes. When you're CC locked, it's gonna be hard to fight against. Opens bag, looks at 5 plus CCs, while DR has an empty bag. Oh, my game crashed. Alright, let me go back in. Hopefully that'll fix whatever ping issues I was having. Whatever lag was going on. What are you talking about, though? Did I open my bag at some point? Did I just push the wrong button? What do you mean by bag? Rich. I start the game back up here. I was just talking a bunch of BS. Okay, that's fine. We'll get back in. Keep doing some more stuff. I want to be fighting more tanks. Tanks are an amazing way for me to actually be practicing combos in a long duration of time. That's why I like fighting against abolishers and, you know, all these other classes that I know people don't go into the arena as much with, but, you know, even defilers, I'm okay fighting. Because I never win, obviously, because it's a defiler. But it's a great way to practice and try to survive over a very, very long period of time. And I really enjoy that kind of gameplay. Just for the practicing aspect, it helps out a lot. Talking about executioners having a panel, plus everything DR has, yeah. DR, they do have the teleport, which is really great for dodging something. They have, again, timing-wise, if you're really good at using teleport, it'll help out a lot, right? Otherwise, they have a lot of escape mechanisms that don't necessarily help with the fight against an executioner. But again, the game is not built around 1v1, it's built around raid versus raid, so that kind of stuff is okay. It's not really anything that I am necessarily too worried about to try to practice specifically against. I don't really care. I can't wait till 10v10s though on the new server. It's gonna be really good. 10v10s in the new server are gonna be awesome. As soon as I go 30, as soon as I get to level 30, man, I'm right in those 10v10 arenas. That was just a bunch of other 30 level 30s, and everybody's just going nuts in a 10v10. I really hope that happens, because, oh my god, is that going to be exciting. But now, we have to wait a little bit longer before that gets released. Have received a mail about early access to the game before official releases? Yeah, I got something. We'll see if... I think that still means it's the first. Yeah. I think that what that media access is just at the beginning of the month. You'll get access even if you haven't paid for the game. I think. I don't know really what it means, but it's okay. I went cloth. Not really sure why. I guess he just didn't push it in time. He actually didn't push his weapons in time either, so... There we go. Oh, gosh. He got out of that just in time. Man, how did he, Okay, that's fine. Just do that. Oh, no! He's out of it! Okay, well, there's nothing I can do now. Yeah, he's, very, very low ping as well, so he's just able to teleport and take advantage of that, just like I am, so... He's gonna be able to take advantage of it much better than I am for this particular thing. I want to fight an actual tank. I really want to fight a tank. I don't want to be fighting the same person over and over again. Especially if their ping is that crazy good. Oh, he, bomb breaker, but didn't actually do anything. Alright, let's just lock him in here. Go ahead and use Summon Crows so that hopefully some stuff actually fails, like, you know, all of that. I really should just lock him in a boneyard, because that's probably the best way to kill him. Regardless of whether or not I actually have stuff on cooldown or not. Might just be the best way. Because he can't teleport away, and he's really banking on his ability to teleport and sort of take advantage of that stuff. Oh, that actually didn't open up with the way that I wanted to. That's a bummer. Oh my gosh, even that thing failed. Wow. Oh no, I got stunned. Oh, that's it for me. Not much I can do there. Look at that. I mean, jeez, yeah, his ping is so low that he's able to do a lot of stuff before I'm even able to see it, and the server detects it much quicker. Oh well. Why did the automod capture that? Aggressive. Okay, whatever. I added kill reds to the list of things that are allowed in chat. Don't go for 10v10, kill reds, we're trying to do quests, etc. Dude, it's so far away, though. I have to literally cross a continent. That's not happening. At all. I'm not taking a rowboat to the other side. No. Obviously, once we're level 30, I believe, everybody goes to, like, Cinderstone and stuff, but... I don't know how people are going to do quests at that point. It's just everybody's waiting till peace, maybe? I don't know. Not going arena until you have Ancestral Shadow Smite. Oh, I'm not even going to have that. I'm banking more on using Swiftblade for funds. But it's okay. I know Lightning Shadow Smite is a really big deal. Have you considered using Leech? Especially in the early game, Leech could be a lot of fun if you could just steal something like Frigid Tracks. Even stealing somebody else's Free Runner or Battle Frenzy could be or Battle Focus could be a really big deal. Do people actually use Frenzy anymore now that I say it out loud? Increases melee attack, reduces my armor. I mean, everything is the same as it was before. You're immune to push effects, which is kind of nice, but yeah, I don't think people... it's great for farming. Frenzy's awesome for farming. I have to keep that in mind as well with my builds. But otherwise, yeah, I don't think people use them. Marto, which archery class would you recommend that does not include Songcraft? Oh man, you really don't want to play with Songcraft, huh? Is there any particular reason why? Is it like a ping thing? Do you just hate songs? And you hate the fact that you have to keep spamming these different songs, which are honestly quite high in mana usage anyway, so maybe that's part of it. Kind of curious about your thing there. But anyways, which weapon would you use for main hand for that class, in particular? Whatever one I'm suggesting. Let me think about that. I'll pull up the build menu as well while I do that. We might get 2 to 3 buff steal and Leech update 2. Yeah, 6.0 I believe Leech does get. Yeah, hopefully we do get that, where Leech can definitely steal 2 to 3 things, which could be a lot of fun, honestly. So maybe Shadow Smite is okay, just leave it away for a little bit and use something else. I don't know. So we're going to use the Korean one here because I think that I would like to see a lot of archers trying Swiftblade out, whether or not it makes sense at the start. Also, I don't know if Falk is still here, but I actually had a follow-up to your opinion. So Falk, if you're still around, let me know. We'll get back to your question that you asked earlier. I know you're just running from stream to stream. That's cool. Alright, so can you guys see this? No. Because I didn't put it here. Wait, why is this menu not working properly? Gosh. Is this just gonna be how this works today? Oh, it actually does work. Never mind. Okay. So give me 1 second. I'll pull this up. This skill change. Here we go. Master Doom. Oh my God, it's you. It's been so long since I've heard from you. What's happened? Are you coming back? You gonna make content again? YouTube stuff? Anything? Alright, here we go. Hey, it works. Okay. So, yeah, time has passed. I don't know. Oh, man. Let me answer a question and then I'll get back to you too. Marto, don't really like spamming all the songs. I totally get that. Absolutely fine. Just want to put arrows into enemies. So, yeah, I know Evan's song is a big deal. Let's start working off of Evan's song, because it's a big deal, right? If you just want to replace Songcraft, you're mostly doing it because A, you want some other form of mobility, right? Because you still want that. And B, you still want some way to actually do crowd control against the enemy that actually makes sense. Songcraft has some pretty powerful crowd control in a very unique sort of way, but let's take that aside, right? Because you don't want that. So there's a couple things you could play with. First, I have to actually try to find these skill sets, and I believe this is right. Yeah. So we'll start with archery and shadowplay. Shadowplay, of course, is nice because of the fact that you have the Stalker's Mark, and you can mix in poison with it and do some combos, etc. Whatever, fine. There's some nice stuff you could do at low range. Free Runner's pretty good for mobility. All that is fine. Swiftblade might actually work in your sense. It depends on kind of what you're doing, but you can teleport, which is kind of cool. You can go 7 meters away, which is possibly good at dodging something that's a low range sort of thing. There's some nice things in Swiftblade that can help out with archery, especially if you mix in the mirror image to use an ability again that you had already just used, specifically out of the Swiftblade class. But this is a dual wielding sort of thing, which you might do as well, right? Now that said, that's just something to play around with, ideas. At the start of Arcade Unchained, I expect that anybody who is starting to play the game is going to be leveling up the first 3 skill sets they think they're going to use more often in other builds. If you think you're going to use Swiftblade more often in other builds, definitely go and level that one up to 55 first. If you think that you're actually going to be using something else, like occultism or defense or Aromancy's a big one. If you think you're going to be using those more often than other stuff, then maybe this is the first thing right out the gate. Don't even worry about what your endgame thing is going to be in Marto. Just start leveling up the classes that you want to get to 55 first, that you think you're going to be needing at certain times. And at least that way, you get practice with different classes you might not even be playing endgame. And B, you at least have the skill sets that you can use later on, because you already have, say, Aromancy unlocked to 55, and you can kind of mix that with other stuff. But so my main suggestions would probably be Aromancy or Swiftblade, just to mess around with things, and it's probably fine. A lot of people can do something like Defense to keep themselves alive a little bit better. I believe this is Stone Arrow. I'm like 94% sure. But, and it's, obviously you're going to be less mobile, but you are just using it to level up. Maybe it's endgame for you, maybe not. You know, if you like it just while you're leveling it up, then maybe it'll work for you. In any build, though, I would say that with anybody who's doing ranged, your first-hand weapon, I mean, dual wielding is a big deal because of the attack speed, which is nice for sure. But I wouldn't worry too much about main hand otherwise for a ranged class. There isn't anything I can think of that strongly benefits ranged, so my strongest suggestion would be, if you're mixing in melee into your build, maybe go for something that is a little bit faster, like a dagger. I don't know, because you're not really trying to do the melee damage, you're just trying to do the melee stuff very, very quickly. And a dagger can do that because it has a much faster attack speed, even though it does less damage with it, with just using a dagger as a main hand. Otherwise, level up 2 different pieces of equipment, maybe a dagger and an axe. That way you can switch them out between hands depending on the situation too, or depending if you just want to go melee later on, right? And then you're you have the different options available to you. And keeping options open is kind of the whole point of this conversation, because if you can level up 3 different skill sets that are just really powerful at level 55, and then bank off of those to level up all the remaining skill sets, it helps out a significant amount. And also you get to practice the gameplay as you level up with all those different classes, which will probably answer your question as you just level up, Marto. So out of everything that I've just said, hopefully the best way to explain it is just play the game. Don't be too stressed about what your endgame class is going to be. Try different stuff out and figure out what feels the best for you. Especially if you don't like Songcraft specifically, there's still other routes you can go. Oh my god, did I answer it? I don't even know. I just rambled on again, sorry. Hopefully that gives you some brainstorming ideas, though. I know I don't answer questions with very strict things because I want to keep people theory crafting. Anyways. Have I gotten an email from Game Go? I did, yeah. So I said, yeah, sure. I know a bunch of other creators also got that same email. I'm gonna skip the song. There we go. So we'll see what that means. Master Doom, I have no idea in reality. Is this even... There we go. If you don't know the meta, you can't be part of it. You can. It's just you're going to be the odd one out, right? So if you kind of have to know what you're doing. You're still arguing yourself about that with the email and everything about signing up over there. I don't know. We'll see what they give us. I would just be Twitch streaming with it, right? I don't put out YouTube content unless you consider the streams being put on YouTube as YouTube content, because I don't. I just consider those as unedited vlogs. But yeah, Master Doom, I mean, if you came back to the community and started putting out content, that would be a big deal. And I don't know, they just want to see content, right? I mean, they're making it official and stuff and making it seem really important. Like, oh my gosh, you know, we're inviting only the specific people to come over and do this. You know, the media, you know, press early, whatever. And but the truth is, they just want to see people put out content, right? They just want the extra advertising. They're fishing for content and hype. Yeah, of course. This is a big deal. This is the real hype. This is the one last chance, I would say, where Arcade can really make a breakthrough. And you can start from scratch, not know anything, and still be fine. Because if you're just there to enjoy the game and have fun, get with a group of buddies and be social, dude, you're gonna have a fantastic time. Don't even worry about the meta. Don't even worry about all these other things that, you know, all the big groups are doing. Just enjoy the game for what it is. And I, again, express this to everybody playing. Just relax and have fun the way that Arcade is meant to be played, you know. You can kind of play Arcade however you want, but if you're just playing to relax and have fun with friends, dude, you're gonna have such a great time. Personally, I am a competitive person in nature, but I've tried to kind of dial that back, because I myself have found that competitive is just not as fun. It's interesting, but it's not as fun for me personally. So I just, play to have fun and do stupid, silly things. And yeah. But for us veterans, you know how it'll probably turn out. Also, enough friends, Kappa. Come on. Oh, actually, by the way, I would totally recommend you play the game if you don't have friends. Just, like, legitimately. Just go play the game, and then naturally find a guild to play with in the game. And just make friends and do stuff, right? Don't even try to find the most competitive group. Just find people who are just casual, having fun. And just play the game, Because that's oh my gosh. I keep going back to the story from several years ago, but... one day, a long time ago, there was these people... East folks at the fishing isle in Mirage, right, during the fishing fest, and they were just there playing songs, laughing in chat, doing whatever. I've never seen them before ever on the server, but they're just there at max level with really high gear score, and I've never seen them in any PvP, and they were having more fun than anybody else I'd seen in the game at that time, because everybody else is so competitive and trolly and toxic. These guys are just chilling. I want more people like that, who just want to chill and have fun, PvP or not, Alright, sorry. What were you saying, Master Doom? So you're left to meta. You're probably right from thinking. But I'm more like 2 months hype that Dead's more... Oh, but I'm more like 2 months hype that Dead's like all the time. I mean, it could be. But for $27, Master Doom, I think it's worth just trying out for a couple months and having that fun. If a bunch of raids are getting together just to fight over farming zones, that gameplay alone, oh my gosh. That would be my... That's my dream of a raid just forming to keep a location under farm. If I could do that for 1 month, I could pay $50, $100, $200 and be happy, man. Because that is awesome. Especially low gear score too. Anything under 10k gear score at that point, especially for the first few months, is going to be perfectly fine. Because nobody's going to have all the crazy gear or whatever. Rich... What are you saying there? Those probably walk outside with the furry suits. Oh, those guys at the whatever. Look, all right, they're having fun. That's all that matters. It doesn't matter whether they're East or whether they have tails. The point is they had fun, and in a video game you have to have fun, and a lot of people kind of ignore that, which is sad. Don't I have to dedicate all my private life for months of it? Nah, I'm not even gonna do multiple accounts, right? A lot of people are like, oh my god, ults. But I'm not even doing that. I'm literally just chilling and having fun with chat and enjoying the game and progressing the way that I want to. And I still recommend that to everybody. Don't... Everybody worries so much about being efficient and whatever. But nobody worries about the fact that we play video games to have fun. And sometimes it's fun to be efficient. I get that. So, it just depends on what you want to do. Silver Fox? You play games to de-stress from your real life. People can keep their drama to themselves. Exactly. And I try to avoid drama as much as I can. I mean, I'm not into those romantic comedies where, oh my gosh, something dramatic happened, blah, blah, blah. Oh, they've ended up together anyways. Oh, that's so cute. Because I don't like the drama part of it. Even if it lasts, like, 20 minutes. Like, I don't need that. Screw the drama. I don't watch things for drama. What you want to do, not die horribly, so I grind. But see, if you grind with friends and you're just chilling socially, that's the best way to do it. And especially with the new servers, if grinding is actually happening with PvP involved too, where there's raid versus raid combat over zones where people farm, that is the most ideal scenario ever. I don't care whether the win or loss happens for my team, just the fact that people are PvPing at lower levels or with lower gear in a gigantic scale is the best thing in the universe, and I really, really want that to become, like, awesome. Like, that's my favorite thing. So I'm really excited for it. Thanks for following, Tara. We moved our AFK guild leader across the map and put him in the airboat for fun. Oh my god. On an airboat, that's pretty good. He came back, was very unhappy. What? Why? Yeah, I think it's hilarious. I've been moved like that, too, across the map. Thanks for following Pitbull Dynasty. It's just fun, people having fun. People would bring boats into Marianopolis just for the hell of it, because we could. You bring a boat there and then you harpoon it all the way to the top of, like, that building or the statue, and then it's hilarious, People spend hours doing these silly things Because it's just funny, and you have fun with a group of friends doing it. I don't know, man, that's the kind of gameplay I really enjoy. It's just silly. You buy costumes, yeah, people do costumes as well, too. And, like, really splurge on making, you know, trying to get as many costumes as they can and make a collection. Did you hear that they were actually making the mannequin thing? Which you can put, like, your gear on. I hope you can put costumes on it too, but then you can put the mannequins in your house and show off your costumes. Oh my god. Freaking everybody suggested that from the, you know, beginning of time, and they're finally doing it, and that's awesome. It's just something else they've added to the game that people can feel good about. And I think Yuruki also made, like, a big post about that to just make a mannequin thing. So her post on that was great. I remember it too. I'm pretty sure it was Yuruki. I'm glad that they're doing it. What else? Silver Fox. Yeah, dude, Master Doom, definitely try it. Like, if you still like Arcade and you like the core concept of Arcade, I would try Arcade Unchained. It's worth the... I'm paying the lowest amount for it. I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just doing the $26. Not because I can't do anything else, but because I personally want to progress at the lowest possible tier and start from there and work my way up. I give myself the hardest constraints personally, but it's still worth just trying for a couple months, right? If you find it fun, you find a fun group that you're just casually playing with and making content with in your case, awesome. Don't let it stress you. Don't let it, you know, get to you at all, but just have fun with it. Especially you, man. I know you'll have fun with it. I know you'll find a way. Sorry, yeah, I know Silver Fox, you had said a big thing here. So many people going like, you do X amount of DPS too little, you can't come, they start bashing you in the raid. People forget it's just enjoy the world that they're in, taking the scenario, feeling the pace of things. That's my thing, yeah, definitely. I totally agree with you on that. And I will preface this with, there's nothing wrong with the competitive aspect, it's just a type of gameplay that I've been moving away from more and more as I get older, not because I'm any worse at games, although, yeah, I am. I mean, I'm getting there. But because I personally have started losing the entertainment value of competitive gameplay, and just the social aspects are more fun to me. That's why I stream, because I like to entertain you guys. It literally, genuinely makes me happy. So I just kind of banked on that fact, right? We'll have fun with it, we'll just stream, I'll have a couple other people in Discord, we'll just chat and play the video game once it's released. And I'll be live all week on that release day as well, or on the release, during the release week too. Full-time streaming, just having fun, doing silly things. What else is going on? Baby Cannon, what's up? Your favorite was breaking your guild leader out of jail with the port to Windscour. He was trapped there without the ability to port until his jail buff ended. What, in Windscour? Oh my gosh. So he's just stuck in Windscour. I guess you could run away from Windscour, but you can't take out your pet, right? So it's just really annoying. And you can't do anything anyways. Just stuck there. Kashira, you'd rather look fabulous as you win. That's the best thing to do. Alright, I'm gonna go into an arena. So I don't know if I'll be able to catch all of chat, but I want to keep doing arenas. I want to keep practicing and getting back into things and remembering all the combos and remembering everything, because it's been... I know I've been streaming for a couple weeks now that I'm back, but before that it was a 9-month break period, so I'm still getting myself back involved in it all, so... It is a process to do that. To be fair, it was Captain Jace. Oh, well then I don't know. Yeah, make him stuck there, that's perfectly fine. It's been like 5 years since, the original Captain Jace was annoying and saying very rude things to women, so hopefully he's changed in all this time. I'm sure that he has. Everybody has grown up with Arcade if you played since the beginning. I'll probably remove him from my block list. Alright, it's been 5 years, right? There he is. Alright, let's see if he says anything more interesting in chat nowadays. Give everybody a second chance. Plus, it doesn't matter this character, right? I'm going to be playing on the U server. You've been praying for A with no pay to win. Oh, it's the same guy again. Same Dark Runner. He's probably going to end up winning. I think he's able to take advantage of his ping way better than I can. And as he should. He's definitely a practiced Dark Runner. He's also, yeah, he's a practiced Dark Runner, so he knows what he's doing. I am an out-of-practice executioner, so I can only do so much. And I'm okay with that fact. I just gotta keep practicing, that's all. He's a good person to practice against, especially if I am losing a lot. Alright, I want to plate again, that's fine. No, I really wanted to do Bone Wall. Man, he's doing a lot of damage, though. But he couldn't teleport, which is nice. Oh, he's actually doing... Wait. How is he in stealth? He's in stealth, but he's actually applied bleeding to me. Did they fix that bug? Wow, they fixed that bug! Oh my god, that bug has been in the game since forever. That's crazy. Wait. If you apply bleeding to somebody and you're in stealth, you're supposed to be broken out of stealth. They actually fixed that? But that was a bug, like, last week. Man, that's crazy. Wow. I can't believe it. Look at that. See, on my screen, I definitely hit him, but it doesn't really make any difference at all. He has a very, very... Alright, let's keep him here. Taking a lot less damage, which is nice for me, of course. Let's see what I can do here with a stun. Okay, cool. So he can't escape. I'm just taking advantage of the fact that he can't escape, right? Really big deal for me to stay alive is using Bone Wall offensively. Now, of course, oh my gosh, he's able to do so much with just the fact... Oh no! I totally missed! That actually missed. Huh. What do you know? My impale missed, so... Actually, even though it missed, it should have worked, so I'm not sure why he didn't get impaled, but that's okay. Maybe he used Defiance. Dark Runner thing again? It will be in 4.0 for sure. Or, I'm sorry if you said 4.0. It will be for 6.0 for sure. I mean, in general, Dark Runner's always been a thing. It's just not as OP as it once was. It's great for breaking out of things. It's still great for making up for mistakes. Because if you make a mistake and you get crowd controlled by something, I mean, you can't break out of everything. But for the things that Dark Runner can break out of, it's usually, you know, you walked into the wrong place or you went to the wrong location, so it helps. Plus, teleport's really good. I mean, I displayed that a lot when I had a Void Leap, right? When the Sorcery skill tree had the Abyssal skill set activated that had the Void Leap on it, and Void Leap would just let you teleport somewhere randomly within 15 meters. And you could spam it a lot, with no global cooldown. And in those videos, where, you know, back when I streamed back then, I would abuse it like crazy, and I would just non-stop teleport around the map. Everybody would call me a hacker. And Void Leap was hilarious, because not only was it just funny, but I would also get out of almost every single crowd control effect with it, you know? Because anything targeted, anything that was, you know, requires you to be there when it ends, like charge, anything, I would be able to just boop, Void Leap out of there, and I loved it. It was my favorite thing ever. Teleport is a very similar sort of thing that allows you to get away from something once, right? Or with the Ancestral ability, possibly some more times, but, you know, it's useful. What else are you guys talking about? You know, my ability to pay attention is... It's like mixed between the arenas and chat. Sure, that's why you like being a healer? PvP is just 2-2-2-2-2, I win. But I think it's just going to be harder in 6.0 with all the heal nerfs. Are there additional heal nerfs that I'm not aware of in 6.0? Can you explain those to me? Because I don't keep up with the healer meta and how that works. So if you know something, I probably don't. And probably people in chat would like to know too, Kashira, so go ahead, you can let us know. I remember hearing something about self nerfs by 30%. I thought those were in the game already. 30% reduction in self-healing. Oh, it's not in the game already? Oh. No, okay. 6.0, okay. That is interesting then. That means that you have to rely on other healers too. Great, as it should be. Cool. What else? Forever Stun from Executioner is OP. Yeah, but I like Executioner in open world more. So in open world, I gotta, again, combat awareness, knowing what's going on. It's a huge deal. Knowing where to put a bone wall and take advantage of it specifically because somebody might glide out and I want to kill that guy, or because somebody might try to break through it and it's a perfect time to go and try to attack them first. Or just ignore it completely and try to use it just to build distance. Oh god, I love bone wall. And there's so many things in Executioner that allow you to just kind of take advantage of a specific scenario. AoE Impale is a big one there. What else we got here? Winter Sun. I heard Malediction, Defense, Occultism is the best class for KR in Arena PvP. What's my opinion? Malediction, Defense, and Occultism. So your main mage tree there is Malediction for damage, Occultism for CC. You want to keep yourself at range. Defense is to stay alive because most people are probably attacking you and they are physical damage. So I don't know. I don't know whether it's best or not. But I know that Malediction is great for keeping somebody where you want them to be and applying a lot of pressure and damage. You could replace Sorcery as a magic damage tree, so I think it would be pretty good. And Occultism, if you use the urgency thing, I don't know if it matters really, but what is it? Pain Harvest. I guess they renamed it because it used to be urgency. I guess it would kind of help, but not really. So I think it would perform very, very well. I don't know whether it's best or not Winter Sun, but if you want to start practicing with it because you just want to do the 1v1s, go for it. Personally, I like open world PvP and raid versus raid and 10v10 at least from the arenas because I feel like that's really what the game is about. So I don't try to focus on the 1v1s at all. It's not a thing to me. I don't really care. I just use it for practice. But I know a lot of people are going to be farming the arena as much as they can for Curios badges, so I mean, it's a thing. I totally get it. I'm not going to ignore the fact that that is what people want to do. Totally understand. Rich, I watched the clip. You don't use pin down at all. He wasn't in bleeding. I know. I'm terrible at applying pin down. I get it. I totally know that. I know my flaws, Rich, and that's what I try to work on. My biggest flaw is I don't use pin down. I'm supposed to use pin down every time, and I just don't do it for some reason. It just doesn't. It's like, again, I have a similar problem when I was using Terrifying Roar. I just can't get myself to use it properly. And I used to use pin down a lot back when it's stunned, or tripped, or stunned, or tripped. I think it tripped. I used to use it a lot, so I don't know why I just haven't, it hasn't clicked in my brain. So I just need more practice until I actually do that, Rich. Just gotta keep practicing all the time. But the thing is, he was in stealth, and he applied bleeding to me. If you have an AoE on, if you have a damage over time on somebody else and you stealth, it's supposed to take you out of stealth, because that's traditionally how it's always been. It's possible they fixed that bug, but I could have sworn that the same situation happened last week, where I had bleeding and somebody else stealthed, but because I had bleeding on, they were removed from stealth. So I don't know. Not really sure. Kashira, where are you going to find other healers? Everybody's going to be melee because their stuff isn't getting nerfed. Yeah, there's still a lot of people playing healers, but I don't know. You just kind of do what you want. I mean, it's not everybody's going to be playing melee. People are going to be trying out Swiftblade for sure, but join up with a guild. I mean, generally, on average, you'll still find people playing healers. I'd still probably divide it up, divide it up pretty evenly across, all the people. The problem is there's 4 archetypes in this game, right? Plus maybe tank, depending on how you look at it, but melee, ranged, magic, healing, and tank if you want to put it off to the side. And it's just going to be a lot of people divided up between all 5 of those. And so it's always going to be hard to find any specific thing you're looking for, but join up with a guild, have fun, talk to people, you'll find the healers generally. You're running it with a guild, probably a guild with the most healers, but a lot of people are dropping healer because of the nerfs. Man, dropping healer because of nerfs. You gotta work around the nerfs, man. Especially that one, which is meant to make the game more interesting for everybody. People have to learn and figure it out and work together, but people don't want to work together naturally, and I get that. We're all, for some reason, we're social beings, but we're all like, we never want to talk or work with other people for some reason, so. Alright, what else is happening? So you have to rely on healers. Great, that's how it should be. Spoken like a DPS who can get to farm for themselves and defend themselves in the war zone. Well, I mean, especially in the new zones, you have to kind of work together, You have to. That's just how it is. Now, that said, as a healer, you'll be able to hopefully grind a bit easier in open world. We'll see how that actually works, but, it's a thing, right? They agree that that's an issue too, so, I don't know. But I still expect that there's going to be huge raids of people that are actually just working together to keep an area under farmed. And for that to actually work, you need every class properly, right? Because every class is going to be spread out, and then you have to go and attack people who are raiding and trying to kill everybody, probably with Mage Ball. So proper coordination there does require everybody working together and participating, and trying to keep that spot under lockdown to actually be using it for farms. And in that sense, you're in a raid of 50 people and you're a healer, you're still going to be benefiting from all the different people who are around you farming. You don't quote yourself often. Master Doom says, healer can AFK farm with one button. The problem is nobody in Arcade, Unchained is going to be able to AFK farm or do it by themselves, because the things that we want to be farming, everybody wants to be farming. And it will always be a scenario where you have to work with people in order to keep a farm area under lockdown. Yes, there are a lot of places to farm. You know, people could go over to East Aurora and just farm as a group of 50 and probably be completely uncontested because less people are there. But it's harder to do that. You have to work together in groups. And, I mean, who knows if it's really that much better in Eastern Round Mountains. So, hopefully the fact that people have to work together makes it more interesting for everybody. That's what I want anyways. I want it to be fun for everybody. And the only way for that to be a thing is if people actually start working together. But by no means am I going to be able to solo farm anything. Not for months after the actual game comes out, I don't think. Because it's always going to be a situation where you're going to be fighting over the territory that you want to farm out. What's this? I got Spiritualist. Malediction, Aromancy, Sorcery. So he's going to be opening up with a lot of instant crowd control effects. He'll probably end up winning this, especially if he goes plate. Aromancy can help him quite a bit too, so we'll see how this goes. I mean, yeah, you could play with Battle Rage or something just to level up Vitalism too, which helps. Oh, he actually went Cloth. Okay. So it'll be easy to kill him, but, again, I cannot... Like, he's got a lot of instant crowd control effects that I have to keep in mind. I don't think that he used his Chain Lightning yet. Ah! Ah! Okay. Freezing Arrow. Oh, that was so slow. He didn't actually use Frigid Traps. Okay. He didn't use Frigid Traps. I don't know how he's going to be able to use Frigid Tracks, honestly. If I use Bone Wall on him and I'm not inside, I can't stop him from using Frigid Tracks. If he's going to rely on Frigid Tracks, which it doesn't seem like he's trying to, then that's not going to end well for him. Yeah, he's just opening up. Oh my god, he's actually doing it. Ah, okay. That's fine. He's going to go ahead and build up some speed, but he's not taking advantage of Frigid Tracks. He knows that this isn't going to work out for him if he did that. Perfect, okay. He's playing his class as he should be, which is great. He did cause the... Okay, there's the pin down. I believe it applied before. Yeah. Once I'm stuck with him, he didn't go plate, he went Cloth, so it's much easier for me to actually DPS him down. I don't know what he could have done. He used Malicious Binding properly, but I don't think that he could apply the damage in quicker than I could apply the damage there. Thanks for following Toxic Cape 3000. I love the QQ of DPSs and raids when they're out of position, overextended, often underbuffed. Yeah, totally. Positioning and knowing what's going on, that stuff is so vital, especially because combat awareness is really the critical aspect of a melee character, to know what's going on. If you're melee, you have to be on top of your game with combat awareness to know exactly what's going on and where. Hopefully the 64-bit client makes that a little bit better, because it is kind of hard to do in huge fights right now. And always has been traditionally. When you're ranged, you obviously get a better understanding of what's going on around you too, so you can take advantage of that too. Our 1 DPS button is on a 2-second cooldown of 55. 2-second cooldown, what? Really? I guess it's slow, yeah. Kind of for real. What your suggestion is a healer have to build a second set of gear? I don't think so. They don't have to build... Nah, I don't think it has to be anything crazy. Battle Rage in your build, even with just your totally regular healer stuff, is still probably good enough to be able to do the damage you need to kill stuff. That's what I think, at least. But, I don't know, you'd have to try it. That would be the only way. Plus, as a healer, you want to be able to farm, obviously, to get all of your different skill sets to level 55, and that requires you to get all the skill sets to 55. An easier way to do that is to use Battle Rage, even if you're not necessarily totally into strength, right? Just having it helps with movement and doing some damage with, based on your main weapon attack speed. It's... I don't know, we'll see how people play with it, I guess, once the game comes out. It's always a team-building thing. It's a teamwork thing. If I'm going to be playing the game, I'm going to be definitely having a healer in my party at all times, I hope. And, it might be them leeching. That's perfectly fine. Let them leech. Let them be in the party. Let them gather things, because they're also helping keep us alive and buffing us. And, being aware of what's going on and letting us know what's happening. All that stuff is really, really important. But I don't think anybody's going to be able to solo farm on the new server. Not for a long time. Koitak, what do you think about Malediction, Witchcraft, and Defense? Wait, we just had this question. Hold on. Somebody had just asked this question. Oh, Witchcraft and Defense. Sorry. Actually, they asked about Malediction, Occultism, and Defense. Malediction, Witchcraft, and Defense. You have the... what gear to use in skill distribution. I can't give you specifics on that, Koitak, but... because it's kind of up to your gameplay style and what you want to do. But Malediction is great for applying the damage you need to. In many cases, it's great for dodging out of the way of something, or applying some kind of crowd control pressure to someone too. Witchcraft, again, is great for these AoE crowd control effects, as well as some mobility, at keeping yourself alive as well. Defense, great at keeping yourself alive, also applying some crowd control. So it is a very crowd control heavy build, for sure, Koitek. You'll be applying the crowd control you need in order to keep yourself alive, number one, and number two, you're building up the time you need to kill them before they kill you, because you have so many different ways to apply crowd control. Even if you've locked them down and just keep applying one CC after another to keep them locked down for, 30 seconds or something, you have to be able to kill them in that time. So it seems like you're probably focusing on magic damage there. You're not so much worried about the melee damage from defense. So some kind of a scepter maybe, or a staff if you really want to do that, but a sceptered shield maybe makes more sense for a defense build. And then just armor is honestly whatever you want. You can, if you go cloth, you have the most amount of options available to you, Koitek. A lot of people do plate because they're so afraid of melees, and I totally get that. But again, if you're in a guild, if you're working with other people, it kind of just depends on what your situation is and what you want to do, and how you want to play the game. So there's no real right answer there. Oh my gosh, there's so many things happening in chat. What else is happening? I know you guys are talking a lot about that Holy Bolt stuff and how the changes are there. They did make an ancestral version so that you can use the really better version of it for farming, but does Holy Bolt actually have a... Oh, I can't see it, can I? Oh, no, sorry. Wait, listen. Let's see. Holy Bolt, sorry, has a 1 second cast time. Has a longer range and a reduced cast time. Okay, I see. So the one for farming is this one. The skill deals 100% extra magic damage to non-dungeon monsters. This skill has a longer range, 30 meters, and a reduced cast time, even though it says it's the same cast time. Okay, but let's say that it's a smaller cast time. Can't you just spam this one after another? It has a reduced global cooldown, so what's wrong with using Holy Bolt for farming? Let's turn in your guild. Every healer is going to get carried to Ancestral 10. Yeah, totally. I think every guild is going to be like that. You have to carry your healers because they're incredibly important for keeping everybody else alive. healers really do require on the social aspect of gameplay, working with people and actually, you know, making friends and doing stuff. Being a solo healer is just really, really hard to do. What level does that kick in? I don't know. You mean, what level can you actually use Flame Holy Bolt? I think they made a change in that in the last 9 months, so I don't know the perfect answer here. Other people in chat might. Toxicate, this is the new arcade that comes out on October 15th. No, we don't have access to that PTS server until October 1st, at least. At least that's what they're hoping for. So Toxicate, we don't get to see anything just yet for that. I'm not on the Korean server. I am just practicing my build and getting ready for that, and just chatting with you guys, answering questions, and doing some theory crafting. Also, I don't know if Koitek got the answer earlier, but I did go over your question. I could do that again, Koitek, if you're around and maybe you missed it. Mobius, how good are the Swiftblade class mixes in KR? I don't think a lot of people use it in KR. I think that if you're doing some kind of damage build, specifically around melee, there are other better choices for pure damage, so it's kind of left back a bit. The people who do use it actually mix it with other things just fine. Ranged too, I guess. I've seen a build like that at the highest ranks, but I don't know if people generally do it. Personally, I'm going to be using it purely for mobility. I'm going to get rid of Shadow Play, actually, in my build, and just use it for mobility, and combos, right? Like, those are the two main things that I'm really hoping for out of the Swiftblade class. And I'm not trying to make it apply damage. My main damage is coming out of Battle Rage, and enabling myself to do that damage the way that I need to, using Swiftblade. And whatever extra damage comes from Swiftblade is nice, but I'm not relying on it. I think that people who do rely on Swiftblade for damage are going to be a little bit disappointed at the start, because it requires a lot more practice and a lot more understanding of how it works and the timings, so it might be hard to do. Toxicate. Or no, not Toxicate. Who was that? It was Ants asking it. That was Mobius. Hopefully that answers your question a little bit. Oh, Koitek, you're here. Just not sure what to play. I would have to play a tanky mage. You'd like to have some kind of a tanky mage, CC. I mean, like I normally say to folks who are just kind of not sure what to play, just play the first 3 skill sets as whatever you think you'll be using the most, because you could switch out these skill sets whenever you want. And if your first 3 skill sets are things that help you level other skill sets faster, then you'll be able to very quickly not only get those other skill sets to 55 as well, but you'll be trying out different classes as you do it, and then just naturally you'll start to fit into the actual gameplay that you like. For example, you could start with what you suggested, Koitek, with those 3, right? Witchcraft, Malediction, and Defense. You just start with them, because they're pretty okay at mixing with other different skill sets for farming. Maybe you'll switch one of those for Sorcery or something, but it's up to you, okay? Whatever, however you start. At that point, you now have those 3 skill sets to 55, and you can just take a couple of those and level up a third one just whenever you want, right, in your free time. And as you level it up, you'll start to see, okay, is this a skill set I actually want to play with full time? And it helps, right? That progress of understanding what is it actually, like what does it actually do? What does this class mean? And playing it for an extended period of time helps. So it kind of forces you to play for an extended period of time with different classes because you're leveling them all up to 55. So I'll lose Shadow Play, so no bleeds, and you'll lose 1 trip for mobility. Yeah, I've got a lot of trips anyways, so I'm not worried about that. Yes, I am getting rid of bleeding because I could barely use pin down anyways, Laturn. I'm getting rid of stealth because I hate it. I really don't like stealth, and I'm glad I don't need it. I'm getting rid of free runner, right? Or just whatever I was using in my build, like leech or overwhelm. I'm just getting rid of those completely. I want the mobility, and I want to use the mobility and the sort of AoE effects that do exist out of Swiftblade, combined with occultism and battle rage together. There's some synergy there that isn't quite listed in combos, but is listed in how you use it, the timing, and the positioning. And I want to see if I can make it work. And if I don't, it's okay. I'll just go back to Executioner or try something else. But I think I should have a lot of fun making Swiftblade work with the way that I like to play, with a lot of highly mobile, move from place to place super quickly sort of builds, because I enjoy that personally a lot. Whether or not it actually is effective, I don't know, but the only way to find out is to play it for about a month or 2. So I'll do it. Kishira. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be hard to... I don't know. We gotta see how the game actually turns out, right? A lot of people will probably be playing Melee because people like playing Melee and it's fast-paced or whatever. People can play whatever class they want. You know, it's... you know, there's never gonna be restrictions on that, of course. So we just have to see. I don't know. Have to see what people do. If there's gonna be a lot of healers or not. I don't know. I mean, archery has always been kind of, you know, underwhelming to people. They always feel like it doesn't do as much damage, and for many reasons it doesn't. Traditionally, that's always been a problem. Axel apparently has said that the next skill tree that they're going to be releasing is going to be archery-based, which is great. But you still see archers around, and you still see people who want to make archery work, because in raid versus raid, it's still necessary and helpful. Because you can apply pressure to pretty much anybody you want. So... because you still see archers, I mean, you're still going to see healers around. I just don't know if it's going to be, you know, a lot of healers or not, right? We'll see. I don't mind being one of the few healers. It means I can always get a group. Oh, I guess that's true. Well, if you look at that from that perspective, it's true. Definitely. But, like, how many times do you see a raid, like the 50 people raid or whatever, pop up on the top left of the screen? And the first row is healers, and everybody else is DPS, right? It's often, right? First row is healers, second row is tanks, maybe, and then everybody else is DPS. It's obviously skewed because of the fact that there's 5 different archetypes you can play, tank included, and 3 of those archetypes are DPS, 2 of those archetypes are not, right? That's just kind of how that works. What else is going on here? So Toxicape, you're absolutely new here. Could you explain about classes? For example, I'm level 55. At level 55, you're Cleric. Can I change all 3 sets into Assassin just in a few seconds, or how does it go? So I think other people have answered your question. I'm going to demonstrate to you very quickly why. You can go up to any Nui or Res Point, or this guy at the faction headquarters, and you can just have them switch out any classes you want. That's one way to do it. Now I'm a different class. Now I'm an Outrider, because I just switched out Archery. I can put the points in that I want, put them on my bar, and then you're good. And then you can level it up and whatever. So that's one way. The other way is you can save different skill sets down here, up to 3, but you'll have to unlock the other 2. And you can switch to them at any point in time when you're not in combat, meaning that even between combat scenarios, you can just switch your class. And now, bam, for a small gold cost, you are whatever that was saved. And it actually saves to 3 different lists here in the key binding section. That's why you can see me flipping through them right now. So it helps a little bit with switching between these 3 and not having to, put everything into your key bindings and your quick bar slots. Hopefully that gives you some understanding of how easy it is. And honestly, they really want people to be switching up to different classes often. That's how it was designed to be. But yeah, I think you guys all answered this question perfectly. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody, for helping out with the questions in chat, too. Because I'm not able to always see everything. What else do we got? What other questions? If I missed something, go ahead and just say it again in chat, because there's a lot going on. I am some months out from, streaming. It's been a long time since I've streamed, really, all the time, so I have to get back in the mood of watching chat and seeing everything and reading quickly. I changed my mind. I'm going Aranor Armor. Okay, lucrative. Let me know how that goes. It's going to be a process, obviously. On the new server, it's going to take months and months and months before anybody really does that, but the Aranor Armor it's nice. That's why people want it, of course. It's just a very endgame thing, because there's a lot of other things that have to happen before people start getting Aranor. And one of those things is the market has to stabilize, and that's just not going to happen. That is going to take a long time for the market to stabilize. You can equip before you get it, says Rich. Maybe. I mean, it depends. It could take really long to get any piece of Aranor, and then you have to work on it, too. I don't even know what the library armor is. Oh my gosh. I totally forgot that. I really wasn't here since the library armor was added. Let me take a look at it. Is it this one? No. It's the other one. Haram. Okay. Haram. Right. Aranor 1, Aranor 2. I don't really remember when they added Radiant Aranor armor. I don't think I was there for that if it was in the last 9 months also. Where is it here? Is it even listed here? Where's the library stuff? Abyssal? Oh! Wait. Abyssal Library. Okay, here it is. So here is the, let's say, leather set. There should be 2 leather sets, yep. Okay, one of them is for melee, the other one is for ranged, right? Has a chance to ignore target's full defense. Cooldown 20 seconds. Okay, so that's kind of like the GHA one, right? Wait. This one's agility, this one's strength, okay. Otherwise, increase critical rates, have a chance to ignore magic defense, okay. This is successful... Wait, is this literally... Wait, decrease all debuff durations by 50% for 10 seconds? That's a great opener. But again, there's other things that people would really be using with it. What's this, a healer one? Increases magic... increases max health, adds additional max HP up to 96, depending on your spirits, increases healing power. Every time you heal a target with 30% less health, stacks up to 5 times. Doesn't have a timer on it, though. Decreases the cast of all healing... What? Decreases the cast time of all healing skills by a fixed 0.5 seconds? Is that really OP? Or is it just me? Is that not that crazy? I have no idea. Dude, I used to play Lineage 2 back in the day. Really enjoyed it. They had the best siege system. That was so much fun. Good times. You guys let me know if that's... It kind of is. I've seen it in action before. Are you referring, Baby Cannon, to the healer library set? Because that does seem crazy. Anything with a fixed cast time reduction is crazy. Oh, does it shorten Holy Bolt? Yeah. Why not? Why wouldn't it? I mean, you have to actually earn that armor, but... Yeah, that could be a pretty big deal, wouldn't it? Man, that is crazy. Yeah, the healer library set. Somebody in Pirate had the full 7-piece Eternal. Oh my gosh. Jeez. And they're really banking on that one to be the end game, huh? You'd have to go cloth. Yeah, but if you're just farming, it's probably okay, right? I would think. For sure. But that's crazy! Half a second reduction. Oh my god. That... What does that do? Hold on, I gotta think about this for a second. Sorry, guys. I know there's other questions. Looks like the library Lunafrost as well. 5p and library is Pog. Look at the library Lunafrost. Yeah, sure, I can look at the library Lunafrost in turn. Give me a second. 1 second. This is crazy. So, what else in here? Antithesis would gain something from it possibly, unless you use the... I think there's an ancestral thing for that. Mend is okay, unless you have drop back. Anybody use revive like that? Wait, do people still use revive? Oh yeah, of course they do, because that ancestral ability, or the abyssal skill sets are gone a long time ago. Never mind. Fervent healing maybe. Not this version though. What else is a cast time? Healing circle. I think they buff healing circle too. Or no, that's later. Maybe it's 6.0, maybe not. But there's an ancestral version of healing circle. I just don't know what it does. I don't know if we'll get it in 6.0. And then let me look at the Lunafrosts you were saying. What are the Lunafrosts for that? Unfortunately, I'm very bad at this new menu. I've always been terrible at trying to find stuff in it. I think it's a consumable. Oh, it is. So what are the library ones then? Where's the awakening ones? Lunastones, Lunafrosts. Is it this? Oh, you can craft these? Oh, that's cool. I didn't even know you can craft them now. Great. Where is this stuff? Urinor? Where's the library ones? Glorious Lunagems. Is it this? No. Where is it? You have to maybe point me to it, because I don't know where it is. There's so much happening in chat, I know. I'm trying to, slowly trying to figure things out one by one. And then we'll get to other questions. Unifrost or Ionod. What are the ones for the library? Where are the library ones? nuclear head explode. I need to say, I know, Taxicate, if you're new to the game, there's a lot going on. We're talking in chat about tons of very specific things and timings and such, but don't let it get to you. Just play the game, try it, mess around, have fun, join a guild, do things, take things step by step. Make a list if it helps you too, because a list of just what you want to accomplish helps out significantly in keeping track of what your actual goals are. But only do that after you start playing. Because there's a lot. There's a ton of stuff in this game, and people are going to be rushing instead of enjoying things, and they're going to be stressing themselves out, trying to figure everything out at the same time. When, you know, just enjoy and do things at your own pace and just chill. People kind of forget that, again, way too often. I don't know where those Luna Gems are, by the way, for the library equipment, so you may have to help me out with that. I know where I can find them out, actually. I can just go to the library, couldn't I? So let me do that. Alright, what else are you guys talking about? What other questions do you guys have for me specifically if we're theory crafting or whatever? He says this, we're all theory crafting. Yeah, I tell everybody to chill. Yeah, theory crafting is fun though. I really like, you know, going through and just trying or considering different things. Because I really want to mess around. Yeah, whips out spreadsheets. To be fair, that's true. My type of having fun is doing theory crafting and messing around. Okay, so it's not even here. Where are you supposed to get the library Luna Gems or Luna Frosts? Okay. I don't know where that stuff is. How big is the library shield nerf? There's a nerf? Look at the library Luna Gems. I know, I'm trying to find it. I can't find it though, the turn. Ah. I just want the Luna Gems. How do I... Follow. Folio. I'm in the folio. Okay. Hopefully you're gonna help me here. Consumables, equipment improvements. I just don't see it here. I don't see the library one. I can see Ionod and Aeronor. Right? Ionod, Aeronor, Luna drops. Nope. Skip that. Okay. Actually, I can't remember how you get them. Well, that's... Oh, okay. Let me know. If anybody else knows how to find the Arcade Calculator, I guess I could look at those. Maybe they're not in the game yet? Oh, they must be, right? The Ionod Luna Gems. Ionod Luna Gems. Ionod Luna Gems. Does anybody know? There aren't any? Not Ionod. Oh, sorry, not Ionod. My bad. Library ones. Library Luna Gems. There aren't any. Let's check the same. Or you pass. But it's just Shappy backwards. We're getting Library Luna Frosts with Tier 2 Library. Oh. Well, then I don't know how I'm going to find out about those right now. Unless somebody put them out on a spreadsheet. Right? You can, if you do have those kind of links, maybe maybe Mark from Omnom put something out. Just link them in chat. That's fine. It's not Tier 1. I guess not. I don't know. No idea. By the way, for anybody that's just kind of sitting, chilling, if you're enjoying the stream, go ahead and follow. You'll know whenever I go live. I'll be more live as we get closer to the release date, too. And for the release week itself, I'm going to take off from work because I'm just going to have a vacation playing a video game. And I haven't done that in a long time, so I'll be doing actual streaming full-time during that week. Again, if you enjoy the content, you want to just chill with me and banter about and talk about whatever, that'll be a great time to do it. Hopefully that's fun content and I can actually make jokes that way. Especially as I'll be hopefully with other people in Discord chilling and chatting and bantering about, which is really my preferred way to make jokes anyways, because I can do it much more easily. Let's see. I'm going to do Riches because he's got an actual spreadsheet linked here. Here it is. Arcade Luna Gems by Raffin. Arcade Luna Gems by Raffin. So this is all the Luna Gems, I'm guessing. Okay, so this doesn't include... Yeah, this doesn't include the specific stuff. This doesn't include the library things. Let's see what you were linking. Turin, Arcade Calculator, this is... Oh, this is an Arcade Calculator, okay. Oh. I gotta wait for that page to load. put on library gear and then look at the new gems. Okay. Let's see. So here's library gear, right? What is this? Oh god, it's taking forever to load. No, this is not library. Let me put on library gear then. Let's see. Let's do this one. Remove. And then I want to put on library gear. The way to do that is I have to look. I know you guys can't see what I'm doing right now. Give me a sec. It's the disciples, right? So it says tier 2 disciples. I'm guessing there's a tier 1 disciples. Okay, but let's put in tier 2 disciples just to take a look at the lunar gems. Tier 2 disciples. Okay. Now I gotta change the grade. Celestial. And put in a lunar gem. So there's resilience, there's the regular lunar gems like normal. And then I don't see anything unique here. Oh, what's this? I must be missing something. Well, Turin, give me an example maybe of what library lunar gems you're thinking of, because I don't really see them here. I see wave glow, I see the old stuff, I see more wave glow, fire glow. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm seeing what you're seeing. Sorry, you mean Luna Frosts. Oh, Luna Frosts, not Luna Gems. I'm gonna look again. Are there actually library-specific Luna Frosts? No, I don't think so. At least they're not in yet. Yeah, because this is... that's what I was looking at. Okay, so hold on. Gosh. What is this? So yeah, library Luna Frosts are only for Tier 2 library and come out when we get the Tier 2 library. Okay, cool. But are they that crazy OP? Because I'm assuming that they are matching it with similar things of how the Ionod and Aranor ones work, right? And how those Luna Frosts work. I would assume. It's going to be something similar to that, where, you know, they give you a whole bunch of attack or whatever if you get all 7, or however that works. I can see that working for a healer pretty well, depending on what actual Luna Frosts you can get with it. But let's do this for an example. So I'm going to do, once again, remove, but I'm tier 2. Hold on, give me 1 second. Okay, this is just a process to be able to do this. It's a bit slow, and I'm not happy with that, but it's okay. So Luna Stone. Ah! Yes, you're right. Okay, so here we go, the library stuff. So, for example, I guess I can move this here. Give me a sec. Oh gosh, it's gonna be really tiny. Okay, whatever. So here you go. So this is what you're talking about. So for example, we have an Omen Luna Frost, which, well, I don't know, whatever these are going to be named, right? Magic attack increases magic critical rate. If you have 3 pieces, 5 pieces, magic defense penetration. There's one for minus 4% cast time. I'm guessing it's the healer one because it increases critical heal rate. Madness is ranged crits and defense penetration and range damage. And melee is the same thing for melee. Okay, cool. So this actually works really well then for the for people who are going full library sets. They just kind of made a way to make it more relevant and help out, which is good. Not a bad way to do it. People have so many choices now for what kind of gear sets they want, which is kind of nice, actually. What's interesting is those are 5-piece sets. So actually, you can still have a different belt and wrists or whatever, right? Which means you could use something like the Cruel Glory Sash and the Shadow Warrior Shadows and still be fine. So that'll be cool. 3-piece and 5-piece set is really good. Get a double set bonus. I guess that's kind of what it is in a way. Melee gives melee attack. Yeah, okay, so you guys are just going over it again, right? Which is cool. I think that's alright. It's not too bad. Let me go back to Marino. Because I didn't need to be here to see any of that. So it means that library sets, they're trying to make it more relevant in that sense, and make it so that it's actually worth leveling up, especially if you are any kind of gear type. If you like to farm and do the library stuff, you know, with a team of people, then that's probably a good choice to be. But most people aren't going to be able to get to the library and do that kind of content for some time after the start of the game, right? So that's more when people start gearing up and getting the Haram gear that they want. Then you'll start seeing people go into the library and farming that stuff, and I guess it's good, right? Toxicape, I think it's hard to tell, but how do you think, how different is this game from Lineage 2? This game is more flexible, build skills. So yeah, Lineage 2 is very, like most games, and still even to this day, are very constricted on what you can do per character, right? Each character has their own skill tree or whatever. Whereas Arcade is incredibly open. You can do whatever you want, whenever you want, however you do it. You just invest time towards what you want. If you want to be a healer, go get those skill trees up to 55, get the gear you need, you're a healer now. If you want to switch over to a different build and you want to be a melee, because your team needs a melee, you invest the time you need to into melee and get the build up that you want for that. The problem is most people are going to want to focus on one gear set at a time until it's fully completed, because you want to be able to keep that up to a certain competitive point, right? To be able to actually use it. So some people will build up their main set that they want to do, and then they will work on offsets and off builds when you need something extra for maybe like PvE content, right? Oh, we need another healer. This guy has a set of healer gear. It's pretty okay and decent, and he's got to build for it. He'll be your healer because we don't have any other healer for this, right? And so you could do that. You can switch between whatever you want. You really only need one character to be able to be your main character. Lineage 2 is, I mean, it's very different. It's also a lot more grindy in some sense. This one, hopefully the grind is a bit more fun, but, because, you know, open world PvP and content. And in general, Arcade is this endless amount of sandbox gameplay where there's billions of ways to make money and do just completely unique things and play in a very unique way. Lineage 2 is always very also constricted to certain kinds of gameplay types and styles, and this is what you're going to be doing. And to be fair, that's like most games right now, right? Even something like WoW or what else? What other like big ones are there? I don't know. Blade and Soul is very different. I was going to say, but you know, every game has their own specialties, and Arcade tries to bring as many of them as possible into it, and say that there's tons and tons of mechanics thrown into Arcade. Just throw like literally everything into it, and then do whatever you want with those mechanics, right? So in a fight, you'll be using a glider to get from place to place, and then you're gonna backdrop or whatever, and then pull out a mount, and then use your mounts to go from here to there and maybe kill somebody or get away. And then you're gonna pull out a different mount because this one also has a teleport, but it's like a different one. And you're gonna do all these things. Not to mention that there's vehicles you can mix into it. There's combat pets you can bring out at the same time. So there's so much in Arcade that works with you as you play and integrate everything together, all the different mechanics together. That's where the real fun is. It's just there's so much happening, right? And to actually get involved in Arcade and understand it all, it's going to take time, especially if you've never played it before or you're new to it. You have to take things step by step, and you'll learn as you keep playing all the different things you could do in the game. Because you're going to keep learning all the time of new stuff, and it's always going to be, you know, you'll never stop learning in Arcade. It's like an Eve scale of how much you can learn is literally infinite. Which is why it's so much fun, especially in open world, because you could be the best player ever, but you still will always learn something new because of combat awareness and understanding how people play and learning to deal with other people. Or just even finding out specific little timings and mechanics with your builds, right? I played Executioner for like 2 years before I learned of a combo that wasn't even really listed. And I can't remember what it was, but it was a trip combo that I had no idea even was there, because it was something with Crippling Mire, and I was like, alright, let's start using this more often, because that's kind of cool. And I played for 2 years before learning of that. Or actually, I think it was... Actually, I remember what it was. It was Throw Dagger. I played for like 2 years with this build, something like it. And I didn't realize that Throw Dagger could slow, and then I could use that as an opening against people, and then I was like, well, this changes everything. And I played a lot differently at that point. Again, you can play for years and just keep learning stuff. How big is the map world? It's huge. I mean, it's gigantic. All of these zones actually mean something. Up here, down here, a lot of it is for questing, but otherwise you are doing trade routes through these locations, especially some of the ones that are in danger all the time or in war. People can actually go and try to destroy those trade routes and steal stuff from themselves. Same things over the oceans. You can take boats out, do trade routes between different locations, but again, you are constantly under pressure by people trying to steal from you. Fishing, you maybe will see a lot of fishing people in the, you know, once the game comes out, more people will go fishing, but that also means that people will go and try to kill those fishermen. And then otherwise, yeah, trade routes are just a big thing across the continent. So there's world boss content as well. People go out to at certain times of the day or the week, and there's a lot always going on, which is why it can always feel like there's maybe too much happening. But again, take things at your own pace. Just play things as you would. Enjoy with a group of friends, or make friends in the game. It'll be good. That's the way it should be anyways. Dagger for AoE trick. Yep, that's true. I mean, there's so many things you just learn as you play, and you'll never stop learning at all. And part of the reason why I stream is to learn from you guys too, and to understand better from you guys what you have to teach me, because I'll also keep learning too. That's why I play. That's why I like to keep trying things out and going into PvP and doing stuff. It's fun. Lyson, you're saying the map is large, but there's teleportation in the game once you visit it. Distance means less than it does in some other games. Yep, definitely. Pirate faction is its own island. Events out at sea. Yeah, there's a pirate faction people can join. Why don't I have Bondbreaker? Mostly because I don't want to actually need Bondbreaker. Bondbreaker is something that takes you out of Snare, which is great. Honestly, it's a very, very powerful move. However, I don't want to be in Snare in the first place, because if I'm in Snare, that's my fault. And I'll tell you why. Because a lot of the snares from Melee, at least, are targeted, or you can get out of them by just being in a different location. Bell, for example, causes Snare. No, it doesn't. It causes Shackle. Or at least maybe it's the other Bell. Let me see. Hold on. I think they changed Bell. It used to have Snare when you hit, now it doesn't, right? What's a better one? Charge is a good one. Charge is an easy example. Because if I get hit by Charge and I'm snared, that's my fault. I shouldn't be hit by Charge. And the reason for that is I need to have an opening that makes it so that I just don't get hit by Charge. Charge is a move where your character will move towards the location of where they are, where the enemy is. And if they're not there at the time of the charge finishing, your charge goes on cooldown and fails and doesn't actually do anything. So I have to abuse that as I play by constantly running, constantly moving around, dodging things like charge, which could snare me. So I don't care about Bondbreaker. Bondbreaker to me is a way that just makes up for a mistake. But if I got hit by snare, okay, no problem. I die. That's fine. No big deal. Sometimes I'll actually accept the fact that I am going to get snared by a target. That will happen. Say they have some kind of instant crowd control effect that snares, and what will happen is... Oh, nah, it's okay. Nah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Nah, it's fine. Don't worry. I'll eat some stuff later. But, so, my point is that... Oh, you don't agree? That's okay. So my point is that there's some situations where, again, like a ranged person can go ahead and use snare on me from range, right? Like Vitalism has a ranged snare that is instant and works all the time. The way I get out of that or avoid it is either A, I sit through whatever damage I am going to expect from them by using Sunder Earth, and then I just sit there, or B, I let them snare me, but I make sure that they're in a boneyard before it happens. So if I know that they're going to be using snare against me because maybe it's a Vitalism person, I'll open up with boneyard, because I know their opening is probably also snare, which just buys me time. In a large open world scenario, snare isn't really that big of a deal to me, because I have other people healing me, I can get around the map a little bit better. Usually you'll go on snare immunity pretty quickly in a fight, so then you just have 30 seconds where you don't have to worry about snare. But I've played for the last 5 years not relying on on Bondbreaker at all. I never used it at all in any build, even back when it was super OP and reduced physical damage. I just never took it, so I learned to play this way that allows me to ignore having to introduce Bondbreaker into the build. Especially for the last point, because I'd rather that skill point went somewhere else. I'd rather that skill point went into an attacking move, or a mobility move, or some kind of combo move, than Bondbreaker, which is just only doing one thing, keeping me out of snare. That's kind of how that works. That's how my mentality is for it. And again, everybody's going to be different, but that's my way that I play. Alright, so yeah, license answering your question there, Toxic. It's going to be huge. It's going to be a lot of people. I wouldn't be surprised if it's the scale of how it was back in original release. It will be insane. people will actually be playing on their characters as opposed to having a whole bunch of alts. But man, I'm really excited for it. And yeah, that too. That's true. PvPing in a Warzone will be really good because you'll earn XP during that. Very cool. Oh, I don't know. We can't really... I don't know how to even let you imagine how many people. I mean, it'll be popular, but it's still going to be divided over probably 2 to 4 servers, right? So, big fights are going to have hundreds of people, probably, because they're maybe fighting over content. So there'll be, you know, 200 to 400 people, just from different factions or whatever, I would assume, for the biggest content. And then smaller fights, you'll probably be seeing 50 versus 50s in, you know, in zones where people are trying to farm. So, like, maybe in this area, just in general, around Nui Mari, people are going to be farming, or maybe just during, like, in Whale Song Harbor, people are going to be farming. That'll be, like, 50 versus 50s all over the map or something, because everybody wants to get levels up and whatever. Over boat versus boat content, it'll be much smaller, because unless people are going out with 50 versus 50s, or 50 people or whatever, you'll probably be seeing much smaller sort of fights, because it's just around boats, right? Having 8 people on a boat or something versus another 8 people on a boat that's trying to take it over and steal whatever, right? So it just depends on the actual gameplay and what's going on at the time. Yeah, people are going to spread out over the zones, yeah. I think that, okay, hopefully help with that as well. Oh, 2 hours a day? Yeah, just play it at your own pace. Play with people who are just going to be playing casually. Don't get super crazy about, like, having to catch up or whatever, because there's still so much you can do yourself. Not to mention all of the housing aspects to it, and owning a house and doing the farming if you want to do that way, making it look nice, whatever, getting cool stuff to actually put into your house. There's a whole section of stuff just with housing and farming that, you know, is its own game in itself. And obviously Farmville is a great way to compare it to, right? Compare it to Farmville or whatever, but there's a lot more to it than just Farmville. There's a lot more to it, especially with, like, what house you're going to choose, what you're going to be planting, where do you actually live, because where you live also matters with what you're going to be planting and how you're going to be contributing to the economy. Fishing I really like. I really hope that it comes back and becomes a really important thing. They say it might to 6.0, so I hope so. Because my favorite part of fishing wasn't fishing. My favorite part of fishing was defending the fishermen. And I would just stand there and I would just chill with people. And then when a raid came by, I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be great. I can't wait. Like, yeah, come over here, we're right here. You know, because it was just fun. I liked those water fights with other people, especially when there were huge fishing raids out there. You'd see tons of people fighting each other. It was so much fun. So, yeah. Is it better than a fishing-only game? Is that what you mean, Toxic Kid? Yeah, well, I don't know about that. Buying protection tickets from pirates. What's that? What do you mean by buying protection tickets from pirates? To be fair, there's a social aspect with everything that I've mentioned so far. There's a social aspect even with owning land, because somebody might want to buy it from under... Well, not from under you, you have to choose to do it. But somebody might want to buy it because they want to create a kingdom or, you know, of their own set of land, and you just happen to be in the middle, so they'll pay you a bunch of money just for where you live, and then you can use that money to go buy some other place, right? Like, there's a social aspect with everything that exists in Arcade, which is just fun. People play video games for fun, and not everybody wants to be social, but this game really does the MMO aspect truly, truly well, because of the fact that you really are kind of... You're having fun video game experiences with other people, and it works out. It's interesting. And, of course, that leads to a lot of trolling, too, but, I mean, you know, take what you can get, right? I mean, it's going to happen in any video game you play. There's always going to be trolling. So, I don't know, I just ignore the trolling and drama, and I have fun with it. Tara says, Pirates on our server would sell you fishing tickets, so you could fish safely without them robbing you. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that might become a thing again, too. Maybe admin will keep creating lands? Yeah, I'm gonna say no, but it'll be fine. I mean, as the game progresses, maybe in the coming years you'll see more of this Aurora land open up, and then maybe you can build stuff there. But, I mean, we're running low on space. And even then, I mean, it's going to happen inevitably. It's just, it's not the critical part. You know, at one point, they actually added land into the oceans. So these two islands, these two islands here, and also this one down here, has a lot of land on it. Well, at least a decent amount of land on it. But they weren't always there. They were added to there later on. And people go there, and they make houses there, and they use them for fishing and whatever. They use them as like a fishing turn-in point, or... No, I guess that wouldn't be a fishing turn-in point, right? Because there's no aqua farms. But whatever, they use it for like trade runs or just to teleport to, or to be able to... Like, you know, if you know that there's a fight happening here in the ocean, right there, you can teleport to your home, which is like on this island, and just swim down, or you know, use your boat to go down very quickly, as opposed to having to go from a port. So this land out in the oceans is actually quite useful, because you could teleport to them. If you own it, right? Or if somebody in your guild owns it and they open it up to the guild. There's a lot to it, and again, that's also tying into the social aspects of MMO gaming. Scuba diving for treasure and salvaging ships, that's still a big deal, yep. Absolutely. You can go and scuba dive or salvage ships, bring them to the surface, take packs off and bring them, hopefully safely, back to shore so that you can go turn them in for money. What other, like, there's so many random things you could do. Just tons of random things you could do in Arcade that is just, will help make you money or whatever. I don't even know, is Mirror Tundra actually a thing still or not? I don't think they did anything with Mirror Tundra, right? We had an event once. Like an event thing somewhere at one point, but I don't know if that's... I don't know. It's not really a thing. Yeah, good luck getting it, especially as the game comes out. Try to do, yeah, sea stuff is going to be really, really hard to do. Hunting for illegal farms, yeah, that's a big one too. People, especially at the beginning of the game, you don't have land, right? Because we're actually not going to be allowed to take land until about a week in. So at the very start, there's going to be illegal farms, that is, farms out in the wilderness that people make themselves, all over the place, and hunting for them, looking at the timers of when they're going to be finished so you can try to steal something that might grow. More importantly, if it's trees, steal a thunderstruck tree, because there's a very low random chance that a tree becomes thunderstruck and delivers a very, very powerful item for the economy that you want to try to steal. There's tons of stuff, and just going around the world and exploring and trying to find those hidden farms is a part of gameplay as well. So, I don't know why people still call them illegal farms. I guess because traditionally that's what they kind of were, because you would actually... I don't know, whatever. They're illegal farms, but they're really just hidden farms, is what you really should be called. And people will do that forever. Like, even after land becomes a thing, they'll still make these hidden farms because they want to be able to have a whole huge section of trees that they planted themselves that they hopefully benefit from and nobody else does, right? But if somebody finds it, oh man, it's going to be a huge bloodbath over trying to actually get those thunderstruck trees, for example. What about dying in the game? What can you use by dying? Nothing. There's really no penalty for dying. There's a small penalty on your gear getting some damage, but in PvP that doesn't actually happen, right? In PvP I don't believe there's any penalties for dying. That your durability on equipment doesn't go down. I might be wrong there. In PvP you also don't lose XP if you're below level 55, but you do lose XP if you died to mobs or PvE. But yeah, PvP there's no penalty ever. You just play, and you just do stuff, and PvP is just for fun. If you die, you die. Who cares? Whatever. For killing them, you gain stuff. So you gain small amount of honor points. At this point, it really doesn't matter. The honor points opens up a different shop that you want to get stuff from. But really, you'll be gaining honor points from doing events and daily things that happen throughout the day. That's really the main source of honor points, and always traditionally was. Also, you get XP from killing people in PvP, so I guess, yeah, people will be killing each other in PvP all the time, because they just want to, you know, level up or whatever, right? Get a new skill trio, or however it is. Rich, when does a tree get struck? When it matures, or random at any time? So, it depends on the tree, but when it matures is the best answer to it. There are some trees that have multiple maturation points, whatever you want to call it. So they'll like mature over a course of 3 different periods, and each different period has its own chance of becoming thunderstruck. So you really want to be there at all 3 points, and you know, like one is 16 hours in, one is 24 hours in, one is, you know, this, and you want to be there at all those times, especially based on the tree, because then you know its times, just in case something goes thunderstruck, and it's again going to be bloodbaths over everything. And yeah, Baby Ken is answering that question too, so thanks, guys. Crazy Trip, how long does it take to level to Cap and Legacy? You know, honestly, I don't think it's that crazy to level to Cap. That is the cap of level 55. I'm not going to talk about Ancestral. Because 55 is really all you need to really get into the game, like at the highest levels or whatever. There's an Ancestral tree, which allows you to get additional skills. This one can be leveled up to 55 as well, but it's really only meant to be leveled up to about 30, and then everything after that is just kind of, you'll get it over the course of several years, because it's to actually get 55 max level in Ancestral is insanely hard. It's just time investments, and the benefits are rather small anyways. It's just an endless kind of grind for whatever, right? Just to always have something. But to actually get to level 55, I think people will get there probably within the first week, I would say. Definitely 50 within a few days, like a couple of days even. But then they'll go to the library, and I think getting 55 is going to be almost no problem at all. Probably a couple weeks, maybe, I would say. It's a more realistic answer to get what they want to 55, and maybe some ancestral levels, and you know, maybe other skill sets too up to 55 as well. There's no library anymore? No, I meant like, but you know, you can still take those quests and do the actual bosses and get the 500 million from that. But yeah, I guess you're right. There's no grinding area in the library now, huh? Man, I'm gonna miss that. I used to grind there really, really efficiently. Nah, man, I'm gonna reminisce about that forever. Bosses, no? What do you mean? Isn't there a quest for the library to kill the bosses and you get 500 million? All Live is now a 5-man dungeon. No, that's what I mean. I'm sorry, I meant, like, yeah, I meant that, pretty much, the term. Because doing that dungeon every day has this daily, where each part of it is 500 million XP. Which is going to be a big deal, I think, if people are able to do it. You usually get there picking flowers, Kashira. Yeah, I mean, you get it by using labor as well, by actually doing stuff in the game. Those you need, like, tier 3 Haram for. Oh, I see. So you're actually saying that those dungeons are that hard that people will not be farming that in the short term. Okay. Alright, fair enough. That still isn't too bad. Those are 2, 3. Is hostile farming still a thing? Nah. Unfortunately, it is not. Because I really enjoyed those hostile farms. Now, instead of hostile farms, you're going to be seeing people doing that same PvP, except up in Auroria over the Haram farm. Everything in your bag is yours. Yeah. Oh, you guys answering that too? Yeah, I'd say that in general, hustle is an exercise in pain. I love the hostile days, man. I just really enjoyed that PvP. Back then, people were like, nobody was really geared, you know, the way that we are nowadays, of course. The actual gear gap was insanely small, and everybody at that time would be like, oh my god, you're so much more geared than me. But it's nothing compared to what we have now. Back then, people would yell at each other if you're buffed with the 2 buffs that exist. You know, there was the gray or orange potions, the Kingdom Hearts, or the other thing, and they had food, right? There were like 2 or 3 buffs that exist, and if somebody had them, we were like, oh man, you guys are potters. And now we have like 40 different buffs that we have to pop before we go into battle, right? So hopefully Unchained makes that a bit more streamlined too. All of the old buffs that used to exist from years ago are gone on the new servers, of course. And so you will see people hopefully having something similar to that kind of gameplay, which I really enjoyed, personally. Toxicape, can you show me low-level farming zone, how it looks? A low-level farming zone. I don't know the answer to that. There are level guides, yep, so Latern's probably, right, yeah, probably something on YouTube is the best place you'll find something like that, Toxic. I actually don't know personally. Usually you'll level up to the start using your quests and just going through your quests, because the quests will also take you around the world. If I'm trying to get to level 50, I don't even know where I would go. I guess I'd go to, like, I guess I would go to Auroria and just farm mobs around there. but then I'd still be in PvP at all times, which is fine, of course. I don't remember how I even leveled to 50. What did I do in my alt, my more recent alt? I don't even know. I don't know. Yeah, there's better guides for the Toxic Cape. I don't know how that's going to change, especially in 6.0. Plus, again, if you're in a guild, you'll figure that stuff out. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Because in a guild, you'll work with other people, you know, you'll help each other out, you'll go work together and do things as a group, and again, that'll be more fun anyways. So. Yeah, you get all the info on the public test server in 9 days. Yeah, true. Also true. Quests to 50 or like 47, something like that, and then farm. I think that's really what happens in reality. Yeah, the Throne's right. After questing, you go to the Aurorian Peninsula. I'm thinking that's what people will do, is they'll start farming their remaining levels around here in this area. I don't think people are going to go immediately to something like Golden Ruins or Whalesong Harbor. Those are still a little bit too high level to kill, and a little bit too hard to kill. Maybe not. Maybe, I mean, I would probably go and challenge myself, right? Instead, if everybody else at level 40 is going out to Aurora, I would probably end up in Whalesong Harbor just trying to kill things very, very badly. On the off chance that maybe it turns out it's actually good, and if not, oh well, I'll just go back to the other places. Duo farming Whalesong, yeah, true. Or just with a group farming Whalesong, or you know, working with other people. Because again, you still have to fight other people who are doing it too. Reedwind, maybe Reedwind. It's possible. Oh, I forgot about this trail that takes you up to Western Harrow. Yeah, that's right. If you can kill mobs with 2k gear score, if I can kill mobs here or there with 2k gear score and 200 GPS in Legacy, there shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, I hope not. I want to go to different places and do silly things. And part of it, honestly, is just doing that, is going out and just farming in different locations and seeing if I can. And then, of course, if I can, I still have to go and fight off other people in PvP, so it's never going to be easy. So I'm excited about all that. The struggle is fun. That is for me, at least, because I like PvP. You need to be efficient. Yeah, I mean, it's part of it, right? You'll learn a way to become efficient and kill things. If it takes too long to kill something, or they don't have a good enough drop, then you'll probably end up going somewhere else, for sure. Where you can kill things like maybe in an AoE, or, you know, a small circle radius. And yeah, just kill everyone that comes to bother you. PvP is XP. Yes, true. Absolutely. I mean, there's going to be people just running around the map just to kill everybody, just for the XP. What class am I going to be playing? I'm going to be doing a similar thing to Executioner, except instead of Shadowplay, I'm going to be bringing Swiftblade, because I want to use all the mobility that I can get out of it. I'm really excited about dropping something like Stealth and Pin Down, because I just want to get those out of my build, and I'm going to bring in as much mobility as I can. And I hope that Swiftblade does provide that. If not, that's okay too. But that's going to be my main thing. I don't know what that's called. I think Curse Brand. So, I mean, I've played Executioner for years, so, you know, back since the game came out. And I've only done a couple of different times where I've switched to other classes, so just for the, you know, temporary, 6 months or so. So, Executioner is very known to me, and I'll still fall back to it if I need to, but I am excited to get rid of Shadowplay and try Swiftblade out. Upset Bigfoot. Great name. Man, you guys come up with, like, the craziest names when it comes to online internet nicknames. Frenzy up and one combo everything? Yeah, true, I can bring in Frenzy into the build for farming. That'll be good. No Shadowplay ZZZ. Game needs dagger swap for bleed. Curse Brand is my arena for one. Okay. Deathwish, right. I don't know, I don't want to rely anymore on bleed. Man, I barely do it anyways, and I'm fine. Like, I barely even use Pin Down when I'm supposed to. The thing is, Pin Down is very good on a one-target person. Great in 1v1. You know, in 1v1, you go in, you hit Pin Down, now they're bleeding, they take extra damage. But in a world, in a big raid versus raid scenario, getting bleeding on someone isn't necessarily a deal breaker, because someone else can get bleeding from range, for example, on a target. Right? Let them do the bleeding, and then I'll just follow up and do damage. But Pin Down in a raid versus raid scenario also means you're standing next to them for an X amount of period of time, which is not always possible. And I like these songs. This one and the other one from Invocation Array that Shrine actually hired to make a couple songs for Arcade. But I know that they're worded songs. They have lyrics, so I'm going to just skip past them for now. Bleed from Archer, needs Stalker Marks, and then Blazing Arrow. True. Unless your job is to tap targets one after another and you want to kill people as efficiently as possible. Easier to just spin down. Yeah, maybe. I mean, the way that I traditionally play, if you go back to all my VODs and stuff, you'll see me jumping from person to person very, very, very often. And I do that because it's a crit build, and I maximize my crit, I do as much damage as possible, and then I just leave this target alone and go for another one. I put pressure on as many people as possible because it means that all of those people now have to worry about themselves, or if they're disabled for some reason, they have to try to get themselves out of it. What I used to do back when I was playing something like Outrider, or no, even when I played Executioner, back when Shadow Smite actually caused, what is it called, Shackle? Right? When it caused Shackle, which would disable physical damage, what I would do is, in a big PvP scenario, I would go to one target and Shackle them because I know that person can kill me, and then go to a completely different target and just kill them. Because now that I've taken the pressure, I put pressure on that one guy and make it so that they can't do anything for some time, and back then Shadow Smite would Shackle for like 6 seconds or so. It was a huge amount of time. So I don't have to worry about that guy anymore. I can go to a different target now and disable them instead. It's almost like a support type of gameplay where I'm creating an environment for myself to be able to do what I want. Boneyard helps a lot with that as well. Crows kind of does when I mix it in with AoE Hellspear. Creating an environment for myself to do whatever I want in a raid versus raid scenario is exactly how I play. So pin down isn't really a deal breaker there to actually maximize damage. I'm still going to be able to be jumping from person to person doing stuff. And Swiftblade should help, and if it doesn't, you know, we'll give it a good go. We'll give it a go for a couple months or so. And if it doesn't feel like I need it, or it's not that great, then I'll just go back to Shadowplay. But I want to try something different. Lucrative, I'm an Archer, Hunter, in Raid vs. Raid. This patch, pretty sure. Doesn't normal Shadow Smite still Shackle? No, it does a silence comp. Oh, no, you're right, it does actually, but only if the target is poisoned, which is a hard thing to invest a whole skill point into for me. How do I check that? Shadowplay. Yeah, so the actual one, you're right, it's a 5.7 Shackle on a poisoned target. It's very powerful, it really is. But because I jump from target to target all the time, it's hard to make this work when the poison has an 8-second cooldown, or 9-second cooldown. Slightly lower if I invested more points into Shadowplay, but still. And I'm not a big fan of the way that the poison mechanics works. I think that it works great when you're targeting one person, but I jump around too often. If you poison, then it shackles. Yeah, that's right. If you have non-lightning, right? That's okay. I like the lightning one better in this build. It's just a pure damage thing. Of course everybody's going to be taking it. It's powerful, right? To be using this version of Shadow Smite. Especially with stealth for the double damage. I'm excited about Swiftblade because there is actually a move in it that allows you to teleport behind somebody's back. So I think it's combined with a passive or something like that. So I have to find a way to abuse that. Now I have my own version of teleporting behind somebody, except it doesn't do the damage right away, or not as much damage, but it is still allowing me to set up for other things, to do the damage I need to and then get out of there. Plus, Shadow Smite is a 24-second cooldown when it doesn't have the last passive. So you only get it every half minute, really. So it's not necessarily realistic to rely on Shadow Smite as a constant form of damage. Whereas with... Let me bring up the Swiftblade skills really quickly and I'll show you guys what I'm looking at. So with the Swiftblade skills, you have... I think it's one of these passives that allow it so that anytime you use... Is it this ability? Gosh, I don't know. One of these abilities, you'll actually just teleport behind the target. I think it's a low-range one, too, just like Lightning Shadow Smite. But these have a much lower cooldown, so it's kind of nice. You can take advantage of that a little bit better. Let's run... What are you guys talking about? Oh, yeah, they did kind of change mana barrier, so as far as I understand, it's not a... When you push the you know, when you push the button, everybody around you gets a mana barrier. Or what is it, 8 targets or something? Now it's anybody between... You pretty much have to select an ally, and you teleport to them, and anybody between you and that ally gets affected by mana barrier. Maybe also still up to 8 targets or something. It's a nice way to get to an ally. I mean, it's a mobility skill, essentially. It's just like Shadow Step. Except now you also cast it defensively so that people get mana barrier, and I don't think that you're affected by it. I know that Savage tried it on his stream, and you know, with his character in KR, so I think you can go through his clips, and there's probably something still there in Savage's stream. But people have also put it on Reddit, so you can always look through Reddit and see what people have said about the mana barrier. Hopefully that helps. Not gonna go look. It's something of that sort. I might be misquoting something, so that's why I say there's actual sources. If you care, you can just go check it out, right? Yeah. So man, I am really excited, honestly, by all the different things in 6.0. It's a lot. It is a lot, especially if you're just coming back to the game. You know, Master Doom was here earlier, and he's like, I don't know if I'm gonna come back. There's a lot. You know, it's hard to know whether or not it's worth investing time into. And I agree, but for $27, just to invest time and try it for a couple months during the best period of time, you know, when the server starts, I think it's worth it, especially since it's a real non-pay-to-win server. Hopefully will remain that way, you know? They're really adamant about it not being pay-to-win, so that's a big deal. And that's a huge, huge thing in Arcade, especially with the way that Haram works and being able to catch up. Even if you start in the new server 1 year late, you'll still be able to catch up and become essentially relevant and competitive in PvP in just a couple of months. And I wouldn't be surprised if they have progression servers as well after this. So maybe in a year, they'll open up a progression server, new players can go into it, make a new character, and it eventually merges into their main servers, where they get to pick which server they can go to. It allows people to catch up a bit faster. I wouldn't be surprised if they did that from now on. They even delayed release to try and fix pay-to-win. I trust them. I hope so. I did say, you know, before all this, I didn't think they were really going to delay the release, but if they did, it would mean something. And they did. And it means something. It means that they actually do care. They've never done this before. I don't know if they've ever delayed a release by this amount before, by 2 weeks. Maybe they have. Let's pretend like they have. It does show, though, that yes, they care. They want to make sure that this is actually going to go out positively, in the best possible way that they can. And that makes, that's a world of difference. So, I think everybody agrees. Nobody's really complained and said, oh man. I know that some people took work off and, you know, they might not be able to change it, but we have to make sure that this game goes out properly, and it has to be fun for everybody. That's just how it is. Hard decision. I think they made the right choice. Now the servers don't blow up. Right, they're still gonna have problems there too. It's just inevitable. They will have server problems. That's just it. That's it, right? That's gonna happen. So it is something to consider too, right? It could be delayed a little bit further. You know, they might come out at a different time. I expect there'll be crazy problems around when housing is going to be unlocked. I don't know to what extent, but a non-zero amount of problems are going to happen with servers. Like every game in the universe on the release dates has a problem with servers, and it's not an easy thing, right? To release a game and have servers like that, it's hard, and it's hard to keep servers stable. It's hard, especially when you have groups of people who are all DDoSing your thing. Yeah, it's pretty hard to make everything work properly. So it's just a non-zero. Like they're going to have problems. You have to expect that. I'm taking off of work that week because I want to stream and talk to you guys. Not necessarily because the game is out. If I didn't stream, I wouldn't be taking a week off of work. Because I just want to chill and hang out. It's a week for me to... What new pet are you talking about? What do you mean? Let me know. Yeah, this one? The one that I've had for like the last 20 minutes out? Fiery Phoenix? Yeah. This one... How do I get it? Fledged Phoenix. I mean, you could probably get it off the auction house at this point, otherwise labor. But yeah, it's cute. I mean, I have to have a bird around me, right? I have a bird right over there. But anyways, what was I talking about? So, yeah, it's crazy to say that, oh, there's no server problems that are going to happen, because there will. That's just how it is, period. But, like, I hope that people aren't taking days off of work just to play a video game, like I am. I'm only doing it for the entertainment value, because I want to really try streaming and having fun and seeing if I could do it, you know? Become a full-time streamer, oh my gosh. But really I'm doing it because it makes me happy to stream. So I'll do it for full-time for a week, why not? Otherwise, most people are going to be playing this game casually, right? Whenever they get off work or whatever. And that's normal. That's how it should be. Or for a couple hours a day, like we had earlier from Toxic Cape, right? Who's only able to play a couple hours a day. Which is fine. That's normal. That's how people are going to be. And during that couple hours, you're probably going to be doing dailies and doing whatever content you can with other people, in your group especially. It's just how it is. It's normal. That's a regular game. Oh yeah, they put it in mana crystals as well. Yeah, probably. Easy diligence purchase. Oh gosh, I don't even know what I'm gonna focus on with diligence coins. No idea. What does a pet give? +5 charisma. So this one is, I don't believe there's any on effect pets. This is an auto loot pet, so you can equip something so that it auto loots for you. I currently have this power stone on that increases my attack speed. Its ability, I can have an auto, and then when I get to low health, below 20%, it will automatically pop it and heal me for 5,000 health. Which is nice, when I only have 18,000 health. If somebody has 40,000 health, this pet's just not going to be as useful. It's a very small heal comparatively. But for me, where I have very low health in this particular build, it's great. So, otherwise it's just fun to have it around, because it's a bird and it's cute, right? I like birds. In reality, I think that my PvP spec is going to include having a steel spine, this thing out, the porcupine. The problem is I have to go to the East Islands, or I'm sorry, the East Land to go and get it. But I like the porcupine for PvP because it has a taunt. It's real. I really want that one. Otherwise, my other first mount, God, I don't know. I mean, it's Leomorphs. I like Leomorphs. I'm going to try to get those up, and I don't know what else I'm going to be using from the shop. I don't even know what glider I'm going to get. Probably the stealth glider if I can craft it, and then if I can use diligence coins for a glider, it would probably be the Raven Spine, of course, because it's very powerful. Unless they change it in the new server. Or I don't know what else I would use. Rocket? Rocket Wings is pretty good. So I don't know, there's so many different choices, I gotta figure it out. Yeah, Porcupine is pretty good. I really like it as a combat pet. I like when I have to micromanage pets, though. I'm actually okay with that. Like, I have some of these buttons on my mouse actually bound, and I will pick and choose who exactly, in a raid versus raid scenario, I use this guy on and have him taunt. Because, again, I can take somebody out of combat for a little bit just for that, and it helps. Because I like the micromanagement aspect. Depressive. Can I play with my friends when they want to take a race from another faction? Not for a while. Eventually, yes. Someday we're going to get the patch where we can actually go into the, what did they call it? The mercenary faction. But that's only if one side or the other needs more people. So if there's kind of like if West is overpopulated in events, then East is going to have the mercenary faction, which allows some people from West to go East and help them out. Something like that is a thing. Same with pirates, too. I mean, people can go pirate, but it's capped to 100 people. So, you know, it's hard. Now, here's another thing. You can still do some content with people in other factions, but that's only family-related content. You can actually join a family with people in any faction and do the family quests together, but that's not really any kind of PvP or PvE content. As far as I'm aware, I don't think there's any family quests or anything. At least not at the moment. It's going to be really hard to go pirate in the new servers, though, because there's going to be so many other people who are going to be trying to, you know, ram their way into pirate faction as quickly as possible. So I doubt that's going to be a realistic goal for anyone, because there's only 100 people limit on pirates. Unless they remove that or increase it. I don't know. Baby Cannon, like the puppies from Marianople Comm Center, because they have taunt and trip. The puppies from Marianople Comm Center, but the problem is their taunt isn't the true taunt like the porcupine, right? It's a taunt that is only for mobs, which is great if you are farming, right? And the trip is a variable trip. Like it's a 50% chance to trip, which I don't like. I want 100% chances. That's why I like. Do I have him in my inventory? Harad the Gatekeeper. Harad was my favorite pet for battle pets for such a very, 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 very long time, because he has an AoE trip. And an AoE trip, oh my god, makes a huge difference in a big fight. So I really liked him. Plus he has a stun as well. So run in, stun, do an AoE trip. Great way to start the battle with this little dude. I might even get him pretty early as well, just for the same reason. Maybe that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know. Why do they want pirates so fast? I don't know. They're kind of disabling the mechanic where pirates could take advantage of and make a lot of money fast. So maybe people won't be rushing pirates. I really hope people don't rush pirates, because that really, really destroys your ability to actually progress in the early game. But later on, it's just to play with people across faction and do other things. Pirates are actually there to contest content so people don't get them. They actually contest, like there's an event in the ocean called the Delphinod Ghost Ships, which spawn in different areas. If they stay alive for the whole duration of their timer, that is, nobody else can kill them, then the pirates, who are supposed to be defending them, actually get a reward out of it. So that's kind of how they work. The pirates are actually there to defend things and help keep some content locked out from West and East factions. Yeah, for combos, the Harad the Gatekeeper is really, really nice. Because Pirate Guild will probably try to bully you out of pirates as well. It's true, yeah. Pirates are able to kill each other for free, I believe. Or at the very least, they don't go to jail, so they can kill each other and it doesn't matter. So, yeah, pirates won't be able to farm, so many people rate it up. Yeah, pirates are going to be trying to get whatever place they can to farm with the people that they have, but it's going to be just 100 people who are super, super dedicated to it, probably just one guild, really. And they're going to bully everybody else out, like you said. Just kill you on sight and try to get you out of the pirate faction so they can bring in their friends. So I wouldn't worry too much about the pirates. Pirates with the Griefer faction for castles too. They can't, yeah, in 6.0 they can destroy people's castles, but they cannot capture castles. So yeah, that's the thing. Pirate war, yeah, pirates trying to kill each other. I mean, that will always be a thing, right? It's always going to be some. I mean, I've seen lots of pirate wars over the years, especially because back, I mean, you know, it wasn't always limited to 100 people, right? So pirate wars are very, very common back in the day, because you'd see multiple guilds fighting each other while they're all in the pirate faction. But there's no limit back then, so you just have everybody go pirate and kill each other. This was mostly before nations were a thing. Before nations were a thing, and people could create their own nations, which will not be a thing in 6.0, or at least not for a little while, or ever, actually. People would go pirate because that was the nation. That was a different faction than West or East, which is what people wanted. You were gonna go bully Elsie off the server, now you're going to so many people, huh? Yeah. That's okay. Now you're a Westie. Oh, you'll be like me. I'll be on the main server probably, or whatever one the larger one is. So we'll see. But I'm trying to specifically join a small group. I don't want to be joining a huge PvP group or like a huge super competitive group or anything. I'm just trying to join a small group of people. I have some old friends coming back, so I might join up with them. We'll see. Do I think it's impressive? Do I think a Fnatic build is good for a new guy? I mean, you're going to be leveling it up to 55, you'll be learning to build. If you like Fnatic and you like the idea behind it and how it plays, just go for it, you'll figure it out. And like always, regardless of what build, you'll learn new things about it for years, you know? Timings and anything. So, yeah, it's fine. Any build is really going to be fine. If you're okay with really fast-paced combat, you can go for some other kind of builds too. So it's okay. Fnatic is kind of fast-paced as well. I'd say faster than most mages. So, I mean, if that's something you like, go for it, totally. Don't worry too much about whether or not it's good for a new guy. You'll figure it out. Baby Cannon, everyone in AAU is going to be new, so you'll be the same size as everyone else. And what Game is saying now, if you love the class, you'll be awesome at it. Don't max min meta yourself out of playing what you want to play. So, and a good example of that is I played Executioner when the game came out, which was not a class anyone played. Everybody played Dark Runner back then if you were melee. That is, instead of occultism here, we took Aromancy. And Aromancy is powerful. It's a great way to make up for mistakes. It's a great way to just get around and mobility. But I never took Bondbreaker. I never took Aromancy. And to be fair, I picked Executioner because they had all the 9 skill sets at the time listed on ArcH's website. And I was like, they just had small little descriptions. And I was like, alright, I like these 3. And that was Executioner. And I stuck with it for 5 years. Like, I just made it work because I liked what it was. I liked the idea behind Executioner. And then I found a way to make it awesome for me. And then they just kept buffing it. Every year, man. Every year, they kept buffing how I played Executioner. I loved it. It was great. And now I have Boneyard, my favorite ability in the game. That didn't always used to be in occultism. Oh, gosh. Those fools! They have no idea what they've done to me. So we'll see how, you know, it's really just play what you want, have fun, you'll figure out a way to make it work. Industrial War Machine, to be honest, it didn't take much for them, to get them to leave the first time. Oh, true, they'll quit in 1 month, I see. You're excited though. You got not only all 20 of your previous members from my guild, but I got 10 more too already. That's great, awesome, yeah. Seriously, this game is a very social game. Again, I do stress, if you're a guild leader or anybody, try not to take things too seriously. Just have fun with the game, do things, have fun, do silly things. The moment people take things too seriously, problems start happening. You know, there's morale issues, and you know, people will leave and go to a different guild because whatever, and oh my gosh. If everybody just chilled for a little bit, alright? Nobody has any chill. But if people just chilled for a little bit and had fun and played a video game together, it'd be a lot more interesting for everybody. Alright, AFK for a bit, it's too hot. Sorry, Lucrative, I can't do anything about that. It happens. Go chill in the downstairs. Alright, any other questions? I'll queue up a little bit more for arenas. Industrial War Machine. So that was the precise, I guess, goal of the guild the first time around. We formed because of the traditional guild system had too many rules. We started a green pirate guild of our own that actually worked really well. It's been that way in the game ever since. Great, awesome, yeah, just have fun, enjoy the game. I don't support green pirates because I like to defend the West, but that's a perfectly normal sandbox gameplay style, and because of that, I support it over a game level. And I totally, you know, I enjoy that. It's a fun aspect of a sandboxy thing. I wish that purpling worked in a better way. In fact, I even posted on the forums a really decent suggestion that lots of green pirates liked and non-green pirates liked, that really solidified making green pirates more interesting. But anyways, that's besides the point. It's a gameplay, it's a way people should play because it's there, it exists. And I think in 6.0 they make it less punishing too, or maybe that's 6.1, so I guess we'll see, I don't know. Confession time from Baby Cannon. It was too much hassle sitting at your desk, so you curled up in bed with my laptop. Ah, that's I'm not worth that, come on. I'm not worth that at all, just go to sleep, man. It's hassle sitting at your desk, okay. What else? Are there many mounts? Because in all the videos I watched, everyone had the same. There are tons. Most people only bother gemming 1 or 2 for PvP situations. So, this mount is the one that I like, the one that just ran away. And I think it's a unique one. A lot of people go for it if they're like me and they like to do a lot of different things, because this one backdrops, and it teleports, which is kind of nice, and it stealths. So I use all 3 of those really, really well. I also have the Gallant version and the non-Gallant version because they have separate cooldowns. So again, backdrop, teleport, and stealth, right? So really fun, I get to switch between those 2. It's not easy to get the Gallant version. It requires a lot of farming. Hopefully eventually I'll get it. But yeah, everybody kind of has their preferences and you know what mounts they like. Some people, I think most people like the mounts that go invincible for 3 seconds. I believe this is one of them. Yeah, grants stun immunity. No, it's not it. Well, whatever. There's tons of different mounts. People kind of play in different ways, so. Oh, it's 6:45 p.m. Okay, it's not bedtime. Alright, snuggle time with the kitties and also your laptop. This very warm machine that generates heat for both you and the kittens. So Industrial War Machine, in a way, the guilds drove us to this because I hated green pirates till I gave it a try. I would never have even considered it if the guilds had not been so restrictive. That's true. A lot of people take things very seriously, and that's how drama and everything starts. People like drama. I don't know, I don't, but I get it. It's an entertainment thing. I mean, yeah, you kind of play however you want, and it's fine. No big deal. Nobody likes green pirates, of course, because, you know, you have to... You know, nobody expects the green pirates to be, you know, the green people to be causing issues for you, but it is... That's what the game is about. It's a sandbox game. You can literally do anything you want. And with nations kind of going away, it will be even more important, right? Because people are going to do it. It's just how it's going to be. I expect there will be a lot of civil wars, too, where a lot of green guilds are fighting green guilds. Do gliders have skills, too? They do. So all the different gliders have different unique things. Some of these mega thropters, are very different because they can kind of stand still, like this. And they also have an ability as soon as you use them. This one increases flight speed for 5 seconds with like a 60-second cooldown or something. Other ones that are actually true gliders, don't have any equipped right now, but like this one. It's reskinned, so don't look at it. The skin is just different, but this one stealths. But it's just a regular glider, just stealths, which is nice. It's not a Mega Thrapter because it doesn't have an ability as soon as it starts, and it can't stop in place. This one I really like because it allows me to actually choose a location of where to land. Anybody in that location takes some damage and gets stunned or something, I don't remember exactly. This one allows me to choose a target that's an enemy. I can't do it right now because there's no enemies. I teleport to them, they get tripped. I take a bunch of damage, actually. And then also, they take a little bit of damage. But they're tripped, so I can kind of follow up with something else. And it's also got a very, very long range, so the distance of this particular one, I can teleport to somebody 50 meters away, like really, really far away. This guy is 65, so like over here, I can just zoom into someone and trip them, take a bunch of damage myself, and then try to kill him, right? You kill both sides, Rich? Oh gosh. The cloud is fucking sick, reminds me of... I have no idea what that is, but alright, fair enough. Yeah, I like the cloud one. I like the cloud one just because it's very fast, and it's got 3 teleports? It's got 2 teleports with a chance for a third. That's what it is, with a 50% chance for a third teleport. So I like it for the movement. Back in the day, I really liked the Goblin Glider? The Goblin Glider, which I still to this day can never say properly. But the Goblin Glider was the first glider that had a teleport like that. And it still has an endless teleport, where every teleport has a 50% chance to be used again. So people could literally use this to teleport infinitely if you got insanely, insanely lucky. I love the Goblin Glider. But now it's just, this cloud one is just much more reliable, because the 2 ones are guaranteed with a chance for a third. Plus the Goblin Glider only has a 10-meter teleport, this cloud is a 15-meter teleport, but again, the Goblin Glider can take you infinitely, so, you know, it's just a matter of rolling the dice. Oh, Son Goku from Dragon Ball. Oh, I see. We have very few... I mean, I watched Dragon Ball as a kid. I don't know the names of things. I didn't watch the new one or anything. Industrial War Machine, we have very few rules in our guild. You have 0 tolerance to drama. This works out fantastically. So that's good, exactly. Yeah, you respect how other people play. Let people do whatever they want, as long as people are having fun. And again, a lot of people have fun with competitive stuff. I don't as much anymore. It's just not really a thing. So I just try to have fun and entertain people and do silly things. Okay, my whole build is based around that. So on the Legacy server, the way I've played for 5 years is pretty much with this build, where I'm using level 31 dungeon gear to progress. Because up until about 9 months ago, this was perfectly valid. I sacrificed all of my defenses just to pump out crit. And 9 months ago, they made it so the crit is a little bit harder to use, so now it's very, very hard for me to make this particular build work. But that's okay, because we have a new server coming up. Anyways, this build is eternally now a meme build, because it's lasted for literally 4.5 years or so of gameplay or whatever, and has been insanely fun for me to play with, just using level 31 dungeon gear and a whole bunch of other stuff. I'm actually mixing... Like, I don't have a 7-piece leather buff or anything. I have a 4-piece leather buff. The 4 pieces are legendary or higher, so I get a very stupid little legendary buff. And then this is plate, this is cloth, and this is cloth, which allow me to do other things. This one makes it so that I go invincible for 2 seconds if I'm at low health. This one makes it so that I can pick somebody up and bind them, essentially make it so they can't do anything for 2 seconds. but I could use that on somebody who's 25 meters away. This was just nice because it gives more crit damage. So, I mean, I play in this very silly sense because it's hilarious to me and fun. And because it worked for 4 years. Am I a PvP player mostly? No, I mostly enjoy PvP. So, that's mostly what I go for. I'll really enjoy the PvP around the PvE, you know, once everybody's farming up in the Aurora district as well. So it should be a lot of, really a lot of fun. Any tips just to start? Yeah, just mess around, dude. I don't know. There are really good guides that people on YouTube you can find. Bellamy Prime has a really good video about 6.0 and what to expect to be doing on a day-to-day basis and kind of what to expect as you level up. There are amazing guides from Paradox Gaming you can find. He's got tons of guides over all sorts of gameplay in Arcade. There's great YouTube guides from Zavage as well. He goes over a lot of different mechanics and things that are new in 6.0. So there's tons of tips and things you can find in much better format on YouTube for sure. I can give you specifics of my own thoughts. If you have any specific questions, I can definitely help. I don't think I'm not going to be making any guides. I made one guide, which was the PvP guide, and rightly so, because there was a lot that I wanted to say there. And that guide, by the way, is still relevant to this day. The general mentality of PvP is what I go over, and just how to practice, how to get into it, how to just have fun with it and not be stressed out. Those guides that I have are still on YouTube under my channel. I know all my VODs are on YouTube, but there should still be a section for those two guides, how to PvP and Arcade, or whatever they're called. It's actually linked below, too, in the Twitch page. But otherwise, I don't make those guides. I let other people make the guides because they're tremendously better at them than me. Go check those out. Go support all the streamers. Go support all the YouTube and content creators, because we need more, honestly. We need so many more people in Arcade creating content, because this game deserves it. Industrial War Machine, is Abyssal still a hot mess? Or has it tempered out a bit in the last 2 years? I haven't played since 3.5, so I spent a lot of time floating around looking for bits and pieces. Is Abyssal? Do you mean the Abyssal stuff here? Or what do you mean exactly? Do you mean the stuff that's in the Sea of Graves? Because I don't really go to that, but I know people still go there for Luskas and that content anyways. Yeah, Sea of Graves. I know people do it. But on the new server, it's going to be a long time since, before people get the boats and everything. So you'll see eventually, of course, people are going to be fighting like crazy over it, definitely, because that's content in the game. So yeah, if you'll be coming back, the new servers, they're going to be ripe with people doing those things. On the current servers, they're still active and crazy fun time PvP, so that's good. West got packs today and everything. I don't even know the current status on the server that I'm on. I haven't played for 9 months. I don't even care anymore. I just am focusing on progressing, so I don't know the politics and everything anymore. But that's good. I'm glad to hear. Why is crit harder to use? So crit is harder to use now, Rich, because they've buffed how resilience works to counter crit. So people who have 10,000 resilience essentially make it so that you just don't crit them as often or as hard. They have created a minimum amount of crit damage, that I guess is just 50% or whatever, that if somebody with really high resilience fights you and you're trying to crit them, your actual crit damage gets significantly reduced if they're at the really high aspects of resilience. So it's still good, it's still a very useful thing, especially in the early game on the new servers. But because of that, because my build was so all in on crit, I don't have any other sort of methodology to kill people. So my ability to kill people who are severely overgeared than me is going to be very hard. Whereas back in the day, I could still kill people with significantly higher gear because I went all in on attack and doing damage. And I could keep myself long enough alive because I was so good at moving around and positioning myself. But I'd still be able to kill people. Now it's just, I can still move around and keep myself alive for a little bit, but killing people is hard. It's much harder to do that. Yeah, I know. And look, I have the emote and everything for Cody now. So whenever he's yelling, we can spam that with any of the subs. Whenever he's doing his yelling thing. He was on stream the other day, by the way. Whenever I streamed last, he was on a couple times. You can go back in that VOD and then take a look at it. Actually, hold on, I still have the link to it. One sec. Because I clipped something for a friend. Here, you can see him in person. One second. Let me, here it is. Small bird. There you go. That's my bird. Oh, baby, you're saying you quit about 6 months ago. You're still hanging out for all the cool Discord. Oh. You still hang out in all the cool discos. I'm guessing Discords. Industrial War Machine, you ran a full tank. 0 extra damage stats. Abolisher back then. Yeah, Abolisher used to be really, really good. And I might come back with how they're changing armancing. Took 5 people to kill me in my decent amount of time. I look forward to this again. Yeah, totally. Definitely. Go for it. Are there numbers how much resilience and toughness gives and confirmed? Yes and no. It's never really perfect, but there are numbers. People have created numbers and things. Mythological, hey man. It's been forever. It's going quite nicely. Thanks. How's it going for you? There are some pretty good charts out, Rich, about resilience and toughness and how they kind of taper off. I don't have any of those offhand. I know that generally if you have 10,000 resilience, you're in a pretty good spot. If you're at 3,000, you're at about a third of that. You know, maybe a little bit more, right? But it does taper off eventually, and you know, the more resilience you have, the less of an actual effect it gives as you keep increasing it. It's diminishing returns, right? Yeah, mythological, as you're saying, pretty much want 10 to 11k resilience. That'll really defend you from most of the critical damage builds that you'll see. In fact, in the new server, I know that crit damage is going to be really, really good in the early game, and I'll probably do that. But yeah, late game, I might just go defense penetration builds and see how that goes. I don't really know yet what I want to do with my build. I'm not really sure. We'll see. I'm just excited for the mobility and messing around with just teleporting from place to place. I think that roughly is around 120% crit damage negated. Oh, that's not actually that bad. What's the best CC you can apply? Are they all the same? They're all pretty much the same. They do different things. Some are longer than others. Some have less diminishing returns, some don't. Diminishing returns is if you apply the same crowd control effect to the same person within 20 seconds. The second and third time you do it have much less duration. So, and then actually the third time you do it to somebody, they actually gain immunity to that crowd control effect for 30 seconds. And it fails the third time. So if I trip somebody, and then I trip them again, within 20 seconds, then they will be tripped for half the time. If I trip them a third time, they'll actually go immediately into immunity for trip. Is it third or fourth? I actually think it's fourth. You guys probably know if you played more lately, but anyways, the point is there's diminishing returns in crowd control. So having different crowd control effects or working with the team to apply different crowd control effects at a certain timing and doing combos off of that and stuff is really important. It's why most people are switching to penetration right now. And yeah, I think defense penetration is better in the long run of gameplay, and crit is better in the short term. I mean, critting people, it's going to be crazy in the first few months, I would say, on the new server. But I still might just start off with defense, which I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know, and honestly, I don't want to think about it. So I know you guys are asking questions. What do I do with my build? What do I do with this or that? What should I play? Honestly, I'm not even thinking about that, because I don't want to think about it at all until I'm in the game and I see it, and I'm just playing through it with my Haram gear and just trying different things out. 10k is about 120%, so that is reducing crit damage by 120 or 130%. So right now my crit damage without my costume or my underwear in mind, because those are not washed, I have 222% crit damage. If I were to fight somebody with 10k resistance, it would be reduced to its minimum amount, which I believe is 50%? I'll let you guys answer that one. But anyways, so yeah, like you guys are saying, if you have 300 crit damage, it will bring you down by a lot. 300 minus 120. So it's a big deal. It's resilience is a huge deal to really reducing how much damage somebody does to you with crits. How much resilience do I even have in this build? Probably pretty low. So obviously I'm not doing the proper build. 4,000, wow. Okay, that's way more than I thought that I would have. What am I doing for that? just the Jerkin. I don't have anything on stats because I don't use Haram here. This is going to be remaining forever a meme build. I'm never working on this character again. So, yeah, with Haram it brings so much resilience into the game, exactly. Arena queue is so long. I'm not waiting for arenas, I'm just kind of chilling with you guys in chat. I kind of figured today would be more about answering questions, because the last few times I've just been answering questions but trying to get into the arena. This time I'm just kind of dedicated to answering questions, talking to you guys. I'll go into the arena whenever I feel like it, I guess. I don't know. Looks like there was reset, actually. A 500 labor boost potion. Oh my god. Do I gotta keep that forever? Nope. Oh wait, yes I can. Yay. Cool. So basically, if you go everything into crit damage, you go from 150 to 180. Or you can get 10 KP defense versus a fully geared player. Well, it's not hard to get... I'm sorry, it's not easy to get the defense penetration either. There's only certain gears that will give you the defense penetration itself. So it just depends on what you want to go. Arena, come on. You want me to go arena? Alright, I'll go arena. Give me 1 second. I'm going to be right back in just a moment. Oh my god, that screen actually works. So I'm going to take a 30-second break. 30-second break. Really, really quick. Alright, we're back. Cool. Turn the light on. Apparently it was off. We couldn't figure out how to turn it back on. Turns out there's a second switch. Alright, so what did I miss? If you guys had any questions, let me know now, I guess. What else are we talking about here? Well, I'm glad you guys are answering each other's questions. That's good. It's hard for me to get to everything, too. Alright, let's go into the arena. We said we were going to do that. Also, is it too bright now that I turn on the light, or does it matter? Nah, it's fine. So I know I put in the filter for brightness. Alright, what do we got here? What am I fighting? A Warborn. Battle Mage. Defense, Occultism, and Sorcery. He's going to be going full Sorcery. Ah, he's going to be using Plate with Defense, though. Probably a Shield as well. That's going to be insanely hard for me to kill, especially with how much damage he can output with Sorcery and the crowd control effects that he's got. This is going to be really hard for me to kill, but more importantly is I can test all my combos on him and make sure that I know that is going pretty well. So, hopefully this fight lasts longer than a second. He did go Cloth. He didn't choose his weapon. Okay. I mean, I don't even know what to do, honestly. He didn't choose anything. He didn't choose his defense. He didn't choose anything. I mean, is he... Maybe he doesn't care. Right? You have to choose your armor / weapon / damage. Oh, he did now. Okay, good. Yay. Unless he just gave it to him by default. Ah, I didn't get him. Arc Light move. That's kind of a slow move, isn't it? Okay, I guess he's just trying things out, maybe, or maybe it's just an ult, I don't know. I'm just gonna keep him here, because I can still kill him. I don't know what's happening. Alright. Yeah, 3v3s don't exist anymore, unfortunately. 5v5s are still a thing. It's just the 10v10 arena, but only 10 people queue up. There's Boat Arena, there's a Halcyon 100 vs 100. I guess there's some weird arena coming out with 6.0 that's a new one that is a... I don't know, it includes boats somehow. I almost feel like it's Battle Royale, but I don't know. Oh my god, if they do a Battle Royale arena, it'll be way too late to the party. But if it's just mixed into the game anyways, that's awesome, right? Oh, it is a Battle Royale? Oh my god. If it's mixed into the game, great. I mean, who cares, right? It's just a thing. It's content in the game for the funs and lulls. I love that. I love little mini-games inside of games. It's really a Battle Royale? Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't even know what to think. I mean, they're a little late to the party, but who cares? It's a game inside the game. I love that. I love it when games do that. And there's so many little mini games in this game, anyways, like with fishing and planting and this and that. I'm already happy. Tower defense as well. So I don't know anything about this. Then how the hell did you guys figure it out? Whoa, 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 whoa! Can you guys link me to the information about this new arena? Because I am way too curious now about what's happening. Link me to everything. Yeah. Find it. Link me. I need to see. No, just accept who this guy is. Can you go into the arena with a friend, or is it always random? So we tested this. You can't do it across servers. There's supposed to be arenas you can get into with a team, but I don't know if you could do it on the same server either. So I want to say no, but I don't know, because that's a thing they implemented into the game, and then maybe it broke and they never did it for us. I don't know. Why does it always say that? Want to see a link with Kun talking in Korean? Yeah, sure. I mean, I could just translate it using the thing. Yeah, sure. Ask, This guy, I think, who I just fought in the arena, is saying, "Can I ask you some questions about Melee?" I just said, hey, I'm streaming, actually. It's much easier to ask there, isn't it? PM the link to me. No, you can actually put links in here. But yeah, that's the source. Oh, this tower defense shit. Oh, it's all the ping stuff? Can you private duel or not? Yeah, you could do duels against other people in town and stuff. Hey, we got Zayden. Brilliant. That was very quick. Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. Can absolutely help. That's what I've been doing all night. As I told you already. So I'm just kind of queuing up for arena, just seeing what we can get here. Yeah, see, that's the thing too, is that nobody's gonna have all the crazy gear on the new server as well. All the end game gear, no one's gonna have. So, oh my gosh, I can't wait. All the really old buffs that are like completely gone and you can never have access to them anymore, they won't be there on the new server. Man, I can't wait. It'll be so good. So Zayden, you haven't used Melee since 3.0, and I'm looking into playing Melee on Unchained. How is Melee nowadays? Do you feel that you're at a disadvantage with all the fanatics? So in 1v1 arena is a really bad way to talk about this, because the 1v1 arena is not how the game is balanced. Yes, there's a lot of people in the arena who go mage because it is very powerful in 1v1, especially fast mages. So we can't put 1v1 into this. But for general gameplay, there's a ton of people who go melee, absolutely, because it's one of the fan favorites in terms of how people want to play. So you'll be fine, honestly. It's just it takes a lot of practice. And 1v1 is a great way to practice, especially against people who are tanks, so that you can make sure you can get all your combos down. But the real gameplay is out in open world, out in larger fights, fighting over content, you know, working with guilds and coordinating, that kind of stuff is a really big deal. And once you kind of know how to play your class, you can go out to those content locations and such and feel a lot better with playing your melee class or whatever one you want to play Zayden. So hopefully that helps a little bit. But yeah, the 1v1 arena is very kind of, it's usually rock, paper, scissors, and that's it, really. It's just rock, paper, scissors. So I wouldn't take that as any kind of serious kind of gameplay or anything. Use it as a great way to just practice builds, get to know your combos, because fights can last a little bit longer there, right? Mythological, literally the best part of all the dumb gliders. Oh, literally the best part is all the dumb gliders. I mean, there's so many of these gliders that we'll still have access to because of the diligence coins. There's so many freaking gliders, though. I can't wait to just... Oh, gosh. I don't know, maybe there's a different glider I should get instead. I heard the eagle one is pretty good. Maybe I should start with that one. But I don't know. Oh, you mean like the really powerful ones, mythological? Yeah. That's true. Like the ones you get in endgame. The ones that like pull a bunch of people in or whatever, the Thunderwind glider, the Red Dragon glider for you know, being able to have anti-turbulence and such. Ravenspine. Ravenspine I think people will still have access to pretty quickly because of the diligence coins, which you'll see everybody getting Ravenspine pretty quickly first. Invincibility is a big deal. So, Zayden, you meant PvP in general, you play in EU. These characters like from 4 years ago. On EU, literally everyone uses Fnatic in open world PvP, but yeah, thanks for the help looking to play with my new Swiftblade classes. Definitely. Swiftblade is a very, very fast-paced mobility thing. I wouldn't rely too much on it for damage, but it helps because it's still extra damage, especially when you're dual wielding, right? So it'll still be fun to mess around with. I wouldn't say literally, I hope not literally everyone uses Fnatic. Fnatic is a very, I mean, people use it because it works, right? It's a meta class at the moment. But you can still play anything you want and be perfectly fine, so it's just something you have to work against, right? Fanatics have their downsides too, and playing to those downsides helps. I've seen a mage get 2-shot with stealth, shadow smite, precision strikes, so don't worry about it much. Oh gosh, this song keeps playing all the time. Alright. I just don't want other songs with words at the moment. The guy was mage in the turtle buff. I mean, yeah, so the downsides is usually you'll be very squishy in those cases. Thanks for following, Zayden. Appreciate that. And again, anybody who's just sticking around and following and you know, thanks everybody who's following throughout the day. If you like the content, go ahead and follow the page. You'll know whenever I go live. I'll be going more and more live as we get closer to release. The actual week of release, I'm going to be on full time. And not because I want to be competitive or anything. I'm actually even using only one account. But just because I want to entertain and chill with you guys. That's kind of the goal here. Just to hang out with chat, talk to people, be social. It'll be a really fun week. Very excited about that. What other questions would you guys have? Go ahead and ask. Who's this guy? Spellsinger. So something very, very hard for me to kill. Very fast, tons of mobility in Spellsinger. I'm going to try my best to lock him down from mobility. The problem is that Frigid Tracks is a really, really big problem for me because I'm melee and Frigid Tracks is really anti-melee. So there's a few things I have to play around in this. I don't think I'm going to be able to win because I'm still quite an amateur as I come back to the game. Spellsinger is hard to fight against, and again, they have a lot of instant CCs because it's magic. He did go Cloth, so if I am able to trap him, it'll help. But, again... Oh my god, look how fast he was! So fast. Alright, he can still stealth too, to be fair. No! Look at this! That's crazy! But he is missing a few things, so I mean, to be fair, it's going kind of well in my favor here. I'll go ahead and snare him and keep him in here. Oh my god, he actually... Oh no! Ah, that sucks for me, unfortunately. Okay. No, get him! Oh my god. Look how fast he is, though. It's insane. Luckily, I can do the damage that I need to once I've caught him. He's kind of out of movement abilities at that point. I just didn't use the bone wall the way that I wanted to. I like how we went to the other side of the bone wall, though, just to try to run away. And then I couldn't fit through it anyway, so... Wait, he left. Okay, maybe he DC'd. Any 3 counters in chat? I don't want to use 3 accounts, man. I just don't like using the, I don't like use. Wait, why? No, I don't think he rage quit. 100%. Because, 100% actually, because he's a Spellsinger. Spellsingers are going to win against me generally. Oh, this is gameplay of it. Okay. Oh, I want to see the gameplay of it. Hold on. I can bring this on the stream now, actually, because I have a setup to make that work properly, and I'm so excited. So let me see this. Cool.
There is a lot.
Oh god. Here. Theater mode. Alright, what do we got? Switch. I have to get used to this a bit better. Alright, so this is the arena, I'm guessing, right? I just kind of want to flip through here. Oh my god, this is literally a battle royale. That's so cool. Wait, is he talking in English? Okay, I don't know. Wait, so how does this work? Okay, hold on. He's got a boat. The boat has some abilities on it, too. Oh, there's little loot chests that give you extra abilities. Oh my god. Oh, you get to choose what to upgrade. That's cool. And then you use your boat to kill people. So it's really a boat thing. It's boat versus boat. That's so cool. Also, that's completely unnatural, but okay, that's fine. They're trying to go for these loot. They don't even care about the loot. They're just trying to... He's using his side cannons. Oh, and he's choosing where to aim them. That's awesome. This is so cool. He is talking in English. Oh, okay. Well, there's not much talking, but... That's fine. Dude! Oh my god, I'm so excited for just silly, stupid things like this. What is this? He's trying to get something from this light pole. Does it heal him? And it looks like you can't get off your boat. Because there's no button to get off your boat. Right? So you're just stuck on your boat at that point. He's looting something. Oh, and there's a freaking blue circle. Oh my god. Those two are fighting each other. This is so cool. Oh, I can't wait. I'm so excited for this. This is just a little game inside of this big game that we play. Ah. Sued by PUBG. Wasn't somebody actually sued by PUBG? Like, actually? Oh, man. Alright, well I can't, even if that guy DC'd or rage quit, either way I can't fight him again because he's got a 15-minute cooldown. So I have to fight somebody else. I kind of wanted to fight the Songcraft guy. Actually, I was hoping that he would go plate because that fight would last forever and I wouldn't win. But on the bright side, I would actually have to try to kill him, and it would be very hard to do. Oh well. Missed opportunity. So Russia actually did do a real battle royale with this game. And you could team up with like up to 3 people or something, but you'd have to find them in the world and then team up with them after. They actually did that. They created their own server just for it. They changed the game code. They had little boxes spread apart where people would get different things that they wanted. And they made it into a huge one-day event. And it was cool. I don't know if they've ever done it since then, but I thought it was really cool, just the way that they did it in an arcade. So it's not like it wouldn't work. But anyways, now we have a boat battle royale. I'm all for that. I don't know any other boat battle royales right now that are out today. I'm sure that there's at least 3, and they're probably pretty popular. But, man, that's so cool. I just like when they bring games into games. Airdrops bringing eternal Aeronors. Oh, gosh. Most hyped by the ship gameplay, so it looks good. Yeah, I guess that would work. Right? Hey, I got the Spell Singer again. Wait, is this a different one? That might be a different one. Oh, but it doesn't matter. Let's hope that he goes plate, because that guy that I fought last time was pretty good. And they went cloths. And I guess they would go cloth for their movement speed bonus, wouldn't they? Oh, it's actually not a bad point. Yeah, you can't do what they did first, except they didn't. Yeah, I mean, that was the whole thing with PUBG. Alright, so he did go plate. That means I'm not going to be able to win. Just period. That's how that's going to be. No! Alright, well, let's do this then. Yay! I did it! Yay! 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 60% reduction in accuracy, buddy. Oh, right, I forgot that he has, Oh, wow, that totally didn't even hit him. Jeez. Ah, gosh. Flame Bolt is so powerful in this arena. Look at that, he's just running in Flame Bolt alone. I'll use that as well. Wait, did I already use my potion? How did I use my potion already? Actually, okay, I guess I did. Oh well. Yeah, Flame Bolt's way too powerful, and will remain that way for a long time, I guess, but the Backdrop Lightning Bolt is just insane. It's so hard to fight against, but he's in plate, so I mean, he's got a little bit more health, he's got insanely more defenses than I do. Alright, so he's already used his God's Whip, which is really nice for me. So he's used both of his abilities, and he's used Drop Back as well. Oh my god. Not only that, but I know exactly where he is. Oh god, I did know where he was. Now I have no idea. Dun, dun, dun. I think I know where he might be. Yes. Nope, not here. Okay, I know one opening I can do here. Perfect. Ah, gosh. Flame Bolt. I'm gonna take a lot of damage now. Was able to get a trip off, which is nice. But, oh my gosh, it's so hard to do. Look how much damage he does to me! And wait, I don't have my potion again. Why didn't I have my potion both times? What happened? I wanted my potion. How am I supposed to do stuff if I don't have a potion, you know? That sucks. Both games, I didn't have a potion. Okay, well, I don't know what happened there then. Not sure why. Yeah, I have to introduce pin down into my build, Rich. That's just what it is. It's just I'm always like I said. Why don't I do this? It's because I'm just not thinking about it. That's all. I need to be practicing with pin down, and I just need to keep playing for that. That's all. Just I'm forgetting to use pin down. Can't let go of Lineage 2 in 15 years. Oh gosh. What class job is to hit into back? What? Oh, like daggers and backstabbing people? Like Adventure Ghost Hunter. I guess Shadowplay is a backstabbing one. I mean, pretty much anything with melee you want to be backstabbing the target. So keeping them crowd controlled and going behind them to hit damage is the best way to do it, because it's the best way to avoid them blocking, parrying, or evading attacks. So, why didn't I have the potion both times? Man, that sucked. I didn't have my potion in either of those fights. Maybe it was just bugged or something. Alright, we'll see. Maybe it's bugged or not this time. I don't have my potion. Oh well. I think if I had my potion, that would have been fine, so hopefully I get it this time. I just don't know why I didn't have it. It's bound to why. I have to go back in the fight and see if it... Maybe I used it by accident or something. Whirlwind is an easy trip when they're slowed, yep. Alright, see, I have my potion right now. Okay. I have my potion. We're good. Insulating lens. Just gonna use that. That's fine. Great. Wait, why didn't... He didn't use Frigitrax, so... Oh my god, he still moved on my screen. No! Oh, that actually hit him. Nice. Oh my god. Jeez, man. God's Whip is so much damage. I have to really do everything I can to avoid God's Whip. Just God's Whip alone. Using such an early... Look at these early moves. Freerunner's so early. Oh, that was such a great... Oh my god. What a great psych. I love it. Oh no! Oh well. What's really nice is that... Man, he's really running away. You are gonna succeed. Oh no, he didn't. Never mind. He's banking everything he can on Frigitrax, I think. But now he's just got nowhere to go. Oh my god, he is really, really banking on Frigitrax. If he doesn't have it, he just doesn't... Look at that. Like, he's doing everything he can to use one ability. And if it doesn't work for him, he doesn't have a backup plan. Well, Meteor Strike is pretty good, though. I mean, I have to admit. But he's playing only in one move. And, to be fair, I mean, he doesn't have ancestral abilities, so... Because he's only level 55. But yeah, if you ever find yourself in a build where you have to do one thing to win, especially in a 1v1, you may want to try to find a different build, because you have to have backup plans. You have to have other ways to play. Even at level 55 without ancestral skills, I think that there's a lot of ways you can play as a, what was he, Songcraft, Sorcery, Shadowplay? Or no, yeah. What was he doing? Yeah. There's still a lot of different ways you could play and have... You don't have to be forced around using Frigitrax. But he was doing everything he could to get Frigitrax off. You never use Bell to trip either? I try, but it's hard to make Bell trip depending on... Man, I can't wait till the 64-bit client, the 6.0. Because then it'll make things flow a lot better. Whereas in a lot of fights, I just have low frame rate. Even with my 1080 Ti and my really high-end CPU, it doesn't mean anything. Because the game just isn't optimized to use it that well. So with the 64-bit client, hopefully it'll be a lot better. I can actually use abilities with more, with higher frame rate and more reliability. What else? What else is going on? Turn the music back on. Bell trips on snare. It does, only if they're already snared, right? Which is kind of nice, actually. With Swiftblade, I can teleport onto a target, snare them, teleport back, and then use Bell. That is a trip. It actually works. Like, if they're 20 meters away or something, right? I can't use charge from 20 meters, but I can teleport to them, then use charge, then teleport back, and then Bell on them. Oh my gosh. There's so much synergy there that I'm really excited about. There's synergy between Occultism, too, with Swiftblade. It's just, I can't wait. Quake Bell trips on snare. Oh. Oh, yeah, right. This one does. That's a good point, too. What do the other ones do? This one does, too. Gale. Oh, no, that's Distressed on snare. Actually, is that the whole benefit of Stone Snare? What is the downside? Oh, the downside is less range. What does Gale do? Gale inflicts distress. What does it mean? Oh, each target hit decreases charge cooldown by 2 seconds. I don't want to necessarily inflict trip on a target with snare. I would much rather inflict distressed, but it's so hard to make that happen. Oh, Gale is a 3-meter AoE. What does that even look like? What? That doesn't look like 3 meters. Oh, it's green. Ooh. It's so weird. Alright, let me see what this one looks like. Better than KD. What's KD? Better than KD, if you ask me. Ah. Wait, what's KD? Distress is 7 seconds. I really like Distress, actually, and I can't really cause it anymore. Oh, knockdown? Well, the problem is you can cause trip so many different ways with Battle Rage. I don't want to keep causing trip, because then it very quickly goes on diminishing returns and immunity. But Distressed is just another kind of debuff. I'd rather cause that, because Distressed is very powerful. I might start using this, but the problem is the effect range is 3 meters. Oh yeah, this one's definitely much larger. Right, because if we compare it to this guy... No, why are you moving? Okay, if we compare it to this totem. Okay, this goes out to like 2 squares out. Okay. And this one goes out to... Oh, like 1.5 squares out. Not even. Yeah, so you have to really get that right. Ooh, is it faster though? Hold on, is the animation time of Gale faster? I'll take it. Oh my god, if the animation time is faster, I'll learn to be precise. I'll figure it out. I don't care about that. Oh man, that could be really good. Distress is so strong, they're basically disabled. I mean, yeah, that's kind of why I liked my Hellweaver build, because in the Hellweaver build, causing the Lightning Meteor Strike to completely reduce somebody's movement speed and attack speed, like, significantly, is a big deal. That was my really only way to get Distressed out. And now, the only way to get Distressed in Battle Rage, there is no way. The only way is through that behind enemy lines. But again, the target has to be snared. So let me do a quick test on timing here. What's the time to get from here to here? Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing, except... Oh, I forgot about Reckless Charge. I have to think about that. We're going to see if this is faster or not. If it's faster, I'm taking it, period. I'll learn how to make it work. Alright, here we go. That didn't feel faster. I don't think it's faster. Right? What do you guys think? I'm going to do it again. I know, it's kind of slow. What does a normal one do? Effect range is 4 meters. Oh, I guess that's not too bad as of a difference. 3 to 4. 4 to 3. The regular one is just higher effect range, and it's just inflicts distressed as well. Oh, I guess you're right. I could just use this one. Why would I use the smaller one if I could use this one, just the default one? I guess I would use the smaller one because it decreases cooldown and charge, too. But the cooldown and charge is pretty low. 12 seconds, and it also gets reset. I don't need charge that often. Because if I keep using charge, they're going to go on snare immunity too quickly. It already happens. If it's faster, it would be a game flaw. So there are some things with faster animation times. For example, Malediction, Swordfall. This lightning version is faster than the flame and the basic version. It doesn't say it there, but that's what it is. So... that's really interesting. Wow. Yeah, I might just use the default one. I don't really care about tripping. I really want to distress people. In fact, if I could literally charge and then run backwards, and then do this, and then they're distressed for 7 seconds. Have you seen gameplay of Death Wish? The BR Shadow, Battle Rage, Shadow Play, and Swiftblade. And what do you think of the class? I think a lot of people are going to be playing it for sure, just to try out Swiftblade, but I don't think it's going to be the damage that people want. I think that when you're playing Death Wish, you are really focused on doing huge burst damage. Sorry, that's how people play... That's how people play Dark Runner, huge burst damage. Death Wish is not that. Death Wish is a lot of mobility, a lot of moving and winding between different targets, and you can't really make as much use of that when you have Shadow Play, because Shadow Play is all about doing burst damage on one target. So Battle Rage and Shadow Play together is burst. But Swiftblade is mobility, which doesn't really work that well with enabling mobility. I'm sorry, with enabling burst. It's more damage, but it's not as much damage as just using something to guarantee your burst, like Auramancy or Cultism. So it depends on how you want to play it. If you want to play it for burst, you might not go with that. If you want to play it for the mobility and being able to travel around and teleport and do silly things, totally, man, Swiftblade will be fine. I think a lot of people will experiment with it regardless, but they might after a couple months decide to do something else, and that's perfectly fine. Just saw that there are pets on fashion. What do they do? Pets on fashion? Pets on fashion. Wait, what fashion? Give me some more context with that, Depriz. I'll do my best. Swiftblade has an AoE slow like Auramancy. Yeah, I mean that's pretty good, right? I guess it's true. But again, you're really relying on Trip. You gotta have other things than just Trip. Trip is great for the burst damage, but see, this is why I like Occultism so much. In fact, I really don't need Crippling Mire. Oh my god, I don't need Crippling Mire. Especially with Swiftblade. I could use the Absorb Life Force, the weird one of 6.0 or 6.1 or whatever. That's Ancestral, the Flame Absorb Life Force. Oh my god, I already know my build. I'm excited. So the Depressor saying Arcade Fashion was watching some costumes, and there's a pet site as well. Oh, I see. There's a lot of different pets in the game, Depressive. It's just they all do different things. All the combat pets are very different. This one is unique to this other one. This one actually is a Power Stone pet. It floats around with you and doesn't take any damage. Some Power Stone pets do take damage if they're with you. They're not necessarily as good. There's all the different mounts, there's all the different combat pets, you know, they all do all sorts of different things. So it would be hard for me to tell you anything specific, but if you tell me a specific pet that you want, I can tell you what it does. There's also good websites, I think, for that too. You can search them on the Arcade Codex. On arcadecodex.com, you can search a specific pet and see what they actually do and what their abilities are. Zayden, I'm really having a hard time choosing a class. So I'm going to say this again. I've been saying this a lot. So, totally, tell people this too. Oh, what does it do? Flame Life Drain. I'll let you know. I don't know, actually, Lucrative. I just know that it exists. I just know that it's physical damage based, and that's about it. So, Zayden, like most people, like everybody, when you're starting out on Arcade Unchained, you and everybody else, we're all going to be leveling up the skill sets. As long as you choose a class that allows you to get the skill sets you want up to level 55 first, you can use those skill sets to level up other ones. So, for example, Battle Rage is very popular because it does a lot of damage, and it lets you farm very well. As long as you get, like, Battle Rage, Swiftblade, and Shadow Play up, you're fine. Even if you don't end up playing that class, you can use those skill sets to level up other classes. So, don't worry too much about choosing a class. Just play the game. You'll start to figure out whether or not you like the class as you play it. You'll get them all up to 55, and then you'll use that class to level up other classes. And as you do, as you use the skill sets to level up other classes, you'll learn if you like those classes better, right? Because maybe you'll replace Swiftblade with Auramancy, and then you level that one up to 55. And then you learn, and you say, oh, you know what, this actually feels a lot better in PvP, I'll use it, right? So don't be too stressed about what class to play. As long as your 3 original skill sets are skill sets that you think you're going to be using more often and switching between more often, you're perfect, you're good. That's all you really need. So the Flame, Life Drain, and all those, they are on the Excel Games calculator, their actual website, their actual calculator. I haven't been able to translate them yet, so I don't know what they do exactly lucrative. I hope it also will be possible to test classes during the PTS. Yep, absolutely. They'll give us the ability to just get all the classes up to 55. I'm sure, because they already have that anyways. So they'll do something like that. Let me actually do that. I can actually see that stuff live right now, Lucrative, because now that I'm using Chrome on my streams, Excel Games Calculator. Now that I'm using Chrome on my streams, I can actually just flip to it, and we can do this all live. Okay. Wait, what are we looking for? I already forgot. Oh, right, this. Death. This. Okay, so this is the flame one. Oh wait, it actually translated. Hey. Okay, so it's melee damage and you heal yourself. I'm sure that that's all that it does. When you bless, he restores friendly targets within 10 meters. It's the same as the regular one. So I'm sure that the only difference between this and this... Oh my god, it's actually shorter range. But they still get stunned at the end. It's a shorter range, which means you can stun them more easily, right? Whoa. Cool. What's this one? I'm letting that translate. Check forums for all the fluffy commands for BTS. They'll give you the XP and gear and everything. Yeah, so eventually once they... I don't know if the fluffy commands work right now in the actual PTS, currently Baby Canon, because I've heard that there's issues there. But eventually they'll let us do all that in the PTS that comes out. Well, I mean, we already have that stun in Occultism, right? I already have it. It's Observe Life Force. I could use it today. It's just... It's got a 10-meter range. I have to... Oh, I see. This actually... You have to run away for 20 meters. It's probably the same thing. Never mind. It's probably the same thing here. You have to run away 20 meters. Yeah, it even says that right there. If you run away 20 meters, they get stunned. It's the last section. So never mind. It's not necessarily easier to stun. However, there's synergy here with Swiftblade. I can teleport in, cause Absorb Life Force, teleport out, now they're stunned. Because I'm 20 meters away suddenly, right? So it sucks because I can't exactly use it since I'm away from them and I'm a melee. But they're stunned. Huh? Pretty good. Pretty good stun I can't do anything with. I'm sure I'll find a use for it, though. So, regardless, that's cool. Should I start practicing with that now? I should start practicing with that now, because I don't really like Crippling Mire. Oh, is that bad to say? As an Executioner? Ooh, no one has ever said that. No Executioner has ever said I don't like Crippling Mire. But I should start practicing with it now. Is that really early? That might be really early, because we don't even know if we're getting the Abyssal skill set for... I'm sorry, the Ancestral skill for Absorb Life Force 6.0. Stun Charge is a knockdown. What's wrong? I don't want to keep causing trip. But I guess that is one way to do it, isn't it? But look, if somebody tries to run away from me, they're going to get stunned, which is cool, right? Look, thing is, Crippling Mire is really good, because if I can't do the Shaken through Triple Slash and Charge, then I can follow up with using Crippling Mire for my slow. I don't really have any other way to cause Shaken. So I kind of had to keep Crippling Mire until 6.0. Or do I? No, I don't, because I play the game however I want, and I do whatever I want. So there you go. Alright, now we have Observe Life Force. Here we go, let's go in the arena. Woo! Crippling Mire is an AoE trip with Whirlwind. Don't know if I hate it. It is, but the AoE version of Crippling Mire is really just not great. And I'll tell you why, as soon as I switch to it. Crippling Mire, the AoE version, which I don't use, is this one. It's a 36-second cooldown. 36 seconds is over half a minute. Oh, it's terrible. Blech, I hate it. What does this one do? Oh, this is the channel one that's 20 meters, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, so I don't like it. Terrible in 1v1. But yeah, but I actually don't like it in open world either. Like, I don't like things that are really long cooldowns. Alright, we're gonna try Absorb Life Force. I don't know what's gonna happen. Probably nothing good. But if I face somebody who's actually trying to kite me, maybe maybe it'll help. Probably not, though, right? Probably not. More realistically, probably not. What do I got? I got an Eben song. Guess what Eben songs try to do? They try to stay away from you. Literally the perfect scenario. Alright, here we go. Alright. This is stupid. This is stupid because it's the perfect scenario. It's stupid. It's not how I should be. Okay. Whatever. This wasn't how it was supposed to happen, so. Okay. Battle him. Oh my god, I forgot he's an Eben song. I think he forgot he's an Eben song too, because he didn't open with that. Okay. Whoa! Wait! What? How did he do that? Wait. I'm actually kind of confused. I'm actually really confused. How did he do that? Okay, there. You're stuck. Alright. Now you're mine. Alright. Oh my god. Bam. Is he stunned? Yeah, I guess. But man, it's hard. It's hard to actually catch up to this guy. Oh my god, every time. Oh, I know what's happening. Okay. Okay, I know what's going on. Sorry. Okay. My charge won't hit him. It's impossible. I cannot snare with charge. He's always never going to be where charge ends. So I cannot open with charge, period. I have to do something else. I can obviously open up with several different things, which will force him to be where I am. But... yeah, look at that. It's so hard to... 60% accuracy reduction will cause bleeding. And I think we're good with shoot arrow. Okay. I like shoot arrow. I use it whenever I can, but, you know. Alright, I have to keep him in a bone wall. He's stunned. Guess what else? You're mine, guy. Ah! Never mind, he wasn't mine. I thought they would do that. Ah! Oh no, I can't do anything about that. Oh, shit, I totally whiffed that. I didn't want to do that. Oh no, he's used his potion, but I didn't have it yet. No! I think he might kill me here. Okay, good trip. Yeah, that might be it for him. Oh, it actually missed! No! Oh, he won! It missed! How did it miss? Okay, alright, well, that sucks. Maybe my melee accuracy isn't actually 100%, so there's a couple things that the miss there shouldn't have, unfortunately for me. Damn. The big thing about Ebensong is you can get away from charge, because all you have to do is run forward, and charge doesn't actually work. So anybody who tries to snare you is going to have a very hard time. The only way charge will work is if it's followed up by something else. So I have a lot of instant CCs, I can use those to my advantage, as you saw. But man, right at the end there, I'm not sure what happened. Maybe it was lag or something, but there was a couple abilities that just didn't go off. Even though they were stunned and sitting right there in front of me. Oh well, that happens. You don't have 100% accuracy actually as a melee. Let's see if I can fight him again. I also didn't feel like Absorb Life Force was a big deal. I think that if I had Crippling Mire, it would be actually probably a lot better, but it's just to slow him down. Well, actually, I mean, I can deal just fine with Evan Songs, to be fair. But, let's see. He might go Plate this time. Really, he should go Cloth. What does Crippling Mire do again? Crippling Mire is it doesn't tell you how slow. I think it's a 40% reduction in movement speed, which isn't that great against an Evan Song. Yeah. Alright, let's see how this goes. Oh my god, I don't know what happened there. I think, by all means, I should have won, but oh well. That's okay. He's doing these things so early. Very, very early. What? Damn it all. Oh, you can't take advantage of that. Cool. Great for me. Oh, man, this is hard. Wait. Wait. He should have gotten... He actually should have gotten stunned there. That was weird. Huh. No! Oh, I shot arrowed him. Okay, it worked. Oh, if I can't catch up to him, then I'll just do what he's doing. I'll just shoot some arrows. Oh my god, he is really staying out of range. Ah! Oh, okay. That's pretty bad for me, isn't it? Oh, that missed! Ooh, that sucks. Ooh, that sucks too. Damn, this sucks a lot for me. Damn. I'm actually silenced, it looks like. Okay, I think he has that as well. He can just always use stealth. Unless he's not using stealth. Could be possible, right? Okay, you are here now. You live with me. Of course, that sucks when I can't actually do that. Ooh, that's really good for him. Jeez. Okay, he's actually snared, yeah. Actually did get a charge off at the end there. That was pretty good. Whew, these are tough fights. Need some practicing throwing hammers? Yeah, tell me about it. Yes, throw hammer, you can't really use it against a moving target. Same as charge, you can't really use them against moving targets because they just will never hit. Especially the higher the attack speed they have. Whew. But yeah, 1v1, it's, in general, archers are always going to be on the back foot. It doesn't matter how, like, if, okay, to be fair, if they had plate, they would win every fight because they would just have more defense, right? They would be able to survive long enough to kill me. But he didn't go plate, he went leather. And that's great, because it allows me to actually kill him, and both fights there were very, very close. So it actually made for a more fun fight, but it did last a little bit, you know, not as long. If he went plate, the fights would have lasted a lot longer. And I probably wouldn't have won either one at all. Oh gosh, that's tough. That is a tough thing. Wait, I have that dragon. Okay, I want to take this one out. Oh hey, it's Zayden. What's going on? He's just chilling here. You're messing with all your mounts. Alright, man, I'm tired. It's been 4 hours. I'm gonna be heading out here. Again, I'm just back from a couple days of a little road trip that I did. In fact, I just drove 4 hours today to get back. Looking at your old mounts. Yeah, go for it. It's good. So I'm going to be done for now. Hopefully this was somewhat informative and interesting and stuff. Again, if you guys like the content, go ahead and follow the Twitch page. All you lurkers out there, go ahead and do that too. That'd be great. And then you'll know whenever I go live. And then, yeah, I'll just be kind of streaming every other day whenever I can. So no really set schedule. I'll just be streaming a lot more once we get closer to the actual release. And then the release itself of Arcade Unchained, I'll be streaming the whole week full time. I'll need a lot of water and food for that. It's going to be tough, but I'll live through it. Thanks for following Depressive. And otherwise, I think we're good to go. Thanks everybody for watching. Hopefully you guys had fun, and I will see you all next time. Good day.